work this time. Does not always work. Time to do the intro. Everyone loves the intro. At least I hope they do. Vigilante Williamson here in the third episode of Vigilante Williamson, the Brave and the Bold, which, as it implies, mean I will have a panel, a lovely panel. I'm not sure who else will be joining me, but to get in people that are here, we have Kate or Rowan Ginger Raven.
Hello.
Fimmer the Ice Wolf.
Greetings.
And Kai MFS.
Hey, how's it going?
It's short for make fun stuff. I hope everyone's having a wonderful evening. Tupac Shakur is back from the dead. Vigilante 8, PSX 80. Fimmer was first, and Kate was in the chat. Much better delivery and flawless, dear host. Thank you, Tupac. My mom was a huge fan of you when you were alive. Yes, please sub to everyone. Sub. Yeah, I am hearing a light echo myself, and I'm not sure. Sometimes I'm worried it's me. I have new headphones, and let me see. I'm turning these motherfuckers down. Is there still echo? No, it's not. At least it's not as bad. I think it is these fucking headphones. I just got new headphones, and they bleed like a motherfucker. And that sucks. But it is what it is. Yeah, Hellbot. So I hope everyone's having a blessed weekend, a good evening, on the panel and out there in YouTube land. I have quite a bit of fuckery to talk about as we do every week. The first topic I wanted to get into is actually one that I did touch last week. I have a slight different perspective. And I'm actually going to thank Fatal J from his channel. Check out Fatal J. And he gave me, and I'm still hearing the damn echo. I'm like, as I set up, Nick Weiser, 32 Flavors of Nick Weiser showing up.
Hi. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, man?
I'm good. Just got back from the work land, so now I am ready to get on chatting. Oh, hey, look, it's Cryborg.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about Cryborg, but we're gonna add a little bit because it's Fatal J had a take that we all kind of missed, and I wanted to add to that.
Okay.
Because it is something that I didn't think of until he said it. So we've all heard about this Ray Fisher thing. If you haven't, the long and short of it is Ray Fisher last year had this complaint about whatever was going on with the original filming of Justice League or Justice League, and maybe I'll refer to it as Justice League to differentiate it from Zack Snyder. He has this huge fucking tweet. Like, this thing is massive, this multiple page document, which if you kind of skim over it, mainly focuses on last year and not the investigation itself. And it's centered on Walter Hamada, who wasn't even the fucking guy ahead of DC Films or Warner Brothers in 2017 when Joss Whedon was making his crappy ass Justice League movie, which is where the issue supposedly starts. But Cyborg is pissed at Walter Hamada. He as Nick Weiser has kind of referred to him as Cryborg, because he goes back and forth. He never really had a receipt. All we know is he was made to say booyah, which he should. He's fucking Cyborg. And that he got his screen time cut when they did when they did the Justice League, but we didn't really hear any of the racist bullshit that he kept spewing about. And he said he was not going to be involved with anything that Walter Hamada did, but then got surprised when he got fired, which makes no sense. That said, Walter Hamada himself is kind of a nut job, and then this is with the Fatal J take. He's not a fan of the Snyder Cut. And he doesn't really want to do the Snyder Cut. I mean, I'm using this article that I actually covered a few weeks ago. And I'm trying to find a part where he basically says that the Snyder Cut is a dead end. He doesn't really want to do anything outside the Snyder Cut. And so what Fatal J said is a lot of this Cryborg stuff is being done to distract away from the Snyder Cut because they are trying to sabotage it. And I mentioned Hamada being kind of a putz. They don't even know what Batman they're going to use. There's rumors of using the Ben Affleck Batman going forward. There's rumors that they're ending that and going all the way with what's his name? Patterson, whatever his name is.
Pattinson,
Pattinson.
the Battinson, as some are calling it.
That would be terrible. It just wouldn't work.
They have. I even talked about a fucking. They want to do a world's finest. They said, "Oh, we'll do it with Patterson or Battison." Oh no, we'll do it with Batfleck. So there's a lot of confusion on Walter Hamada, the way he's running things, and he doesn't want. And I wish I could find the damn lines why he had the fucking article. I actually will have to let me go off cam just so I can look for it. Like, it's hard to read through this damn mask.
Oh
really
man, I'm just gonna say I truly believe, and I could be wrong, but I truly believe the Snyder Cut is only coming up because of the Coof.
I agree with that. I 100% agree with that.
I believe it's one of their many of 100 Hail Mary passes in hopes to survive through however this Coof was. I mean, it went from the flatten the curve to whatever it's called now. So yeah, this is definitely this is the reason why they're listening. So I mean, hey, if it ends up being great, but just remember, you can oddly thank the Coof of all things.
I agree.
That was probably the last straw. And why they had to give in to pressure.
Oh, totally. They're desperate right now. They're really desperate. And obviously, they're probably even more so with Wonder Woman 84, which it seems like they're trying to dodge any accountability of, even more so Patty Jenkins.
The only way they could save that is if they pull a Dallas. That is the only thing. And it's relevant to the theme, but the only way.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
Yeah, DC Comics didn't know how to start a cinematic universe.
They've messed up the cinematic universe.
Yeah, it's a complete mess.
And one thing I wanted to mention from this article, I finally found the little thing I wanted to do. Because, he talks about, they credit in this New York Times article, which Midnight's Edge said that they think that Walter Hamada was the one who got this puff piece written. And they credit the original Justice League as directed by Zack Snyder, which we know is not the case. Mm-hmm. Another thing is, this is the part I was saying, and I'll just read this whole paragraph verbatim. To complicate matters further, HBO Max gave Mr. Snyder more than $70 million to recut his Justice League. Remember, they call it his Justice League. We know it really wasn't. With new footage. And Mr. Snyder and Warner Brothers clashed over his original vision, which the team deemed overly grim, resulting in reshoots handled by a different director, Joss Whedon. Zack Snyder was 4 hours. Where's the part where he says, oh, yeah, here it is. At least for now, Mr. Snyder is not a part of the new DC Films blueprint, with studio executives describing his HBO project as a storytelling cul-de-sac, a street that leads nowhere. Meaning, there are people we talk about the Civil War Lucasfilm, but there are people who do not want this Snyder cut to be successful. And all this Ray Fisher crap is enough to distract you from it. So, my take for the panel, these are the 3 questions I'm basically asking you. What do you think of the Ray Fisher situation? On its face value, what do you think of WB/DC Films and their shakiness? And do you think, indeed, Fatal J is right that a lot of this story is being pushed to distract from the Snyder cut and sabotage that? So, guess we'll just go in order.
Let's
Kate,
go in
what
order.
about you?
Well, I'm not a Snyder fan. I guess I'm like there's no director that I particularly like, so I've just absorbed both sides, from the Cryboard to the Stand with Fisher, blah, blah, blah. And it just seems like this particular circumstance is distracting because it's a few months out of the HBO release. And that's like, that's not about Ray Fisher then. That becomes about Zack Snyder. And then the question is, why do his colleagues essentially hate him so much? Like, why? What is there to hate?
As far as why do they hate Snyder?
Yeah. I don't get it.
I don't know. They do seem to hate him. And it may be a Chris Pratt situation, where they just hate him because people like him, sort of thing.
Oh, yeah.
And he's nice and quiet. He doesn't really keep with the politics stuff. I'm similar to you, where I'm not I'm very mixed on Snyder. I think he's good visually. He's not great storytelling wise. Just to get a few comments, because I forgot to get the comments. He needs a ambulance. I like that one. And he's Tupac Shakur says he still think he had something worth saying. I will give him benefit of the doubt, which I think there is a chance that he just kind of got lost in this whole woke rabbit hole. He says, Joe, try to catch up.
Can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead. Just then I'll get to Kai. Go ahead.
I honestly think that Ray Fisher himself is just incredibly stupid. If he has something, if he truly had his own problem, he wouldn't start throwing it on Twitter. He would actually do it legally and like an intelligent adult, not like a child going through the internet to do this crap. So I didn't believe him since day one because it made no sense in its own way. And I'm also not a Zack Snyder fan. I've only seen one movie of his in his life, and it was at least 300. That was the only one I've ever seen in my life. But
That's a good one to have seen.
It's probably his best movie.
Yep.
it was just action packed and a shit ton of abs, but it was good. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't have much hopes for the Snyder Cut, but I will watch it. I'm not gonna lie. The designs of the DC Cinematic Universe are pretty good, despite the story being bad. The designs are good. So, yes, I'm just looking up for that.
Okay. So, Kate, did you have any more? You probably didn't want to cut everyone off. I'm new to hosting shows, so if I screw up, just yell at me.
No, I'm good. It's all good.
All right, Kai. So, what do you think about the Snyder Cut and the potential fuckery involved?
Yeah, I think that's a reasonable assumption because a lot of people there have been very against it, and then it makes them look bad now that it's coming out. And so, throwing him under the bus is probably an attempt to damage the Snyder Cut, but at the same time, Ray Fisher is kind of coming off like a bitch. So who knows? It might be everybody's right. You know, all everyone's theories are all actually correct, or it could be that there's some kind of a mix of it all. But I'm not a Snyder Cut person. But I like that he's getting his cut out because, artistically, it's artistic integrity that he gets to actually put out his work, And after how he got screwed over, so I'm gonna watch it, even though I haven't been a fan of what he's been doing with it, to support because that's dope. So yeah,
I think I'm in a similar space where I'm not a Snyder Cut fan. But it's a win for the fans, just like with the Doctor Who thing. I'm not a Doctor Who fan, but I was just happy that the fans got a win. So I'm gonna end up watching it myself. 32 Flavors and Nick Weiser, Flavor Flav. What do you think about the whole Ray Fisher and the Snyder Cut and whether or not they're related?
Well, so what I think is, well, at first I thought when Ray Fisher initially complained, I'm like, okay. I looked at the timing of the world. I looked at his IMDb. I looked at what was going on in the world. I'm like, okay, there could be a little bit of capitalizing off a certain movement that shall not be named. And then and then there's that lovely website called IMDb. And I look at his profile and it paints a beautiful picture of his filmography. And then you got the Snyder Cut coming out. It's just like something does not add up. And like Jeff Johns has not been historically good with movies and like TV stuff, which is weird because he originally got his start in comics because of TV. So a lot of people are like, oh, he's not good. I'm like, dude, he actually got a start. Like he dates back to Smallville. A lot of people don't know that. That's how he gained his foot in the door through DC Comics. However, something must have, I don't know if he just got so like obsessed with comic world that he forgot his way as far as, shows and movies go. It just, the pieces don't add up with Jeff Johns at all, especially like as time unfolded, like Ray Fisher has gone back and forth and continues to be vague with his comments. He go, and then like he keeps talk about this and that. And he posts, there's something I think he posted on his Twitter or someone's Twitter where he's like, oh, here's an audio of a conversation. And like, it was like a brief 1 minute clip. And it's up some ways like, yeah, you've been very participatory with our handling of this conversation, but doesn't really tell us much. It feels like he's trying to cry wolf and get ahead. My guess is something happened. I don't know if it was him and Joss Whedon, him and Hermata, and there's a possibility all these people are all bad, but I think Fisher's just crying about the most because he's not as experienced into this because, well, guys like Hermata and Joss Whedon, they've been at the game for a decade or two, maybe more, depending on who we're specifically we're talking about. Whereas Ray Fisher, he comes to his picture, he's like, wow, what's all this stuff? I can't believe they're doing this to me. Whereas Joss Whedon and guys like him get candidates, it's like, well, welcome to showbiz, welcome to Hollywood, where shit doesn't always go your way. I could go on more, but I'll shut up there.
No, I agree with a lot of it because I tend to think something happened. I kind of think that, as you mentioned, he wanted to carry in and piggyback off of that movement. Mm-hmm. But I think what the issue was is he probably had no racial receipts, if you to go on that. Like, I think it was just Hollywood shit. He was promised a big role, he didn't get it. He was talked down to like everyone else on set, but it was nothing specific about his race, so he didn't really have any receipts, so he couldn't really go back to Twitter after he went through the whole, I guess they who shall not be named, Bureau of Land Management. He was down with them, so now he can't go back and say, oh no, there's nothing but me being yelled at, so he had to keep on his facade. Now he's just stuck, lost in his world, and I think Hamada and them are just saying, hey, we can use this to distract from this fucking Snyder Cut that we don't want to be successful. So let's just do it. Let's just let him hang himself and push his stuff out there so people don't even notice Snyder Cut's coming in like 6 weeks or whatever it is.
Yeah, I almost forgot.
Yeah, exactly.
Weird. I feel like I should know about it. Is that not weird? Like, Grant, I know my response and how I feel about the Snyder stuff, but I feel like even though I'm not a fan, I would at least feel like there would be more anticipation and talk and hype. It feels like there's not.
I agree. So, that would lead to their plan actually working if that's the case.
Oh, man, that's going to damage it. Really damage it.
Then again, maybe it's, this is bringing attention back to it. If there's not a lot of active buzz going on, then this is bringing it back into the, conversation, right?
It very well could be. I already know. I'm willing to place bets now. Like, you heard it here first, Razor Fist style. Fuck you, I was right. Here's gonna be the response to the Snyder Cut. The Snyder cult. Sorry if anyone likes that's listening, but there is definitely a cult who just loves it just because it's got his name on it. They're gonna worship it. They're gonna say it's Stanley Kubrick greatness, and then people like me are going to talk about how all characters act doom and gloom, and they all sound and act the same. But if I'm wrong, I will be glad to change my mind. I truly would.
So I haven't seen any of. I'm sorry.
No. You can go ahead.
I haven't seen any of Snyder's DC stuff, and I generally lean toward, I loved Watchmen. I didn't even know that was him, and I really loved Watchmen.
Right.
But if everyone's acting like Batman, that's weird.
Yeah, he makes everyone else Batman and Batman to the Punisher.
Yup.
That's weird.
It's weird, and as I said to Vigilante on a Nerdrotic members chat, it's basically like he read Zach talked a big game, and if you look at his interviews, he talked a big game on how he's such a huge comics fan, but I think what he means when he says comics fan is I'm an Alan Moore and Frank Miller fan, because he read those stories, and in his head he must think, okay, every story needs to be like this. Even Clark Kent's parents gave the worst advice ever in Man of Steel. If anyone wants to go back and watch the scenes, his parents are not great role models. And Clark Kent's parents are supposed to be very role model-esque, and they are the absolute reverse of that.
That's the whole point of Superman. He's middle America, and then he moves to a coastal city where he makes it big time.
Thank you, Kate. And that's pretty much and that's true though. That's the thing. That's the contrast of Superman and Batman. Superman was suburbia. He was an alien who, even though he was an alien, he ironically he embraced humanity. And that's supposed to be what separates him from Batman. That's what's supposed to
more
align.
human than Batman.
Yes, it's one of those things. Like even though he's an alien, he's actually more human than Batman.
He has more humanity than Batman because Batman doesn't really give a fuck. But then, I view them as
that's not accurate because Batman does give a shit. He cares. He's not.
He's a hard ass with a heart of gold.
I know. I'm not saying he's not I'm not saying he's like a narcissistic sociopath. I'm just saying he's very recluse and a city boy, and that's fine. That's why he's.
And that's what makes Batman who he is. No, absolutely, and that's fine. And then it feels like, I mean, and to be very fair, I'm playing to Zach's advantage. Watchmen is more fitting for him. It really is. It's more fitting, and.
I think he could do a good Batman, and he probably should have started with that.
Probably should have, and it's a good thing a guy like him does not touch a Fantastic Four movie because, he would not understand it. I think it would just it would warp his thinking too much. Okay,
I think it would have been better than what we got.
Better? I mean, he probably would have made Johnny Storm a depressed, and Johnny Storm's once again an optimistic hothead who's all about getting the ladies. I'm sure Marvel will probably do something to fuck that up again. But they already did. But I think they'll do it even worse now. It's become a kind of a hold my beer equivalent now.
Okay, but let's be honest about one thing. Most of these guys making movies about superheroes nowadays don't give a fuck about the comics or have ever honestly read more than 1 or 5 comic books.
Agreed.
Let's be honest about that. Yeah. Because you have seen there's a pattern about Batman in the movies. They always do year 1, Dark Nights, Long Halloween, or anything beyond that. It's always the same.
Yep. We're seasoned Batman. Where's Nightwing? Where's Nightwing? Like
everyone really, really wants animated Batman as a human, as a person, because that is the definitive Batman.
Let's see.
Oh, dude! I want this. You're a heavy geek out. You got a Cleveland Indians hat with the logo on it. I just emphasize on that, and you got an animated series shirt, dude. I got that Blu-ray box set. And dude, when it came out, it was one of those I had to buy it right away because it comes with 9 discs, which has all the episodes and the 2 anime movies, and it came with a bunch of flashcards too. Fun. It's pretty beautiful. Not gonna lie, especially being a sucker for physical media. It's a holy grail. We'll have to do a watch along us on that someday, Vigilante.
Definitely, man. Definitely. And we'll if you're still here, I wanted to talk a little bit about Batman anime series a little bit later in the podcast. But we'll see if it's good. We'll talk about it.
All right.
Fimmer, I know you did kind of give your point, but did you have any more? I wanted to get to the chat and then we can go back into a little bit more before going to the next topic. But did you want to add to everything with the Snyder Cut and Cryboard?
Oh, you mean my point I asked in the beginning before this all started?
Well, I'm just talking about. Did you have anything to add? Because I have left out the chat, and the chat has been spitting hot fire. Tupac Shakur is giving us more hotlines than he has since he died. So I want to get into that. But if you,
that brand deserves more justice when it comes to movies. They never go into the detective or the human side. They always go to the brute, violent, rich guy's side. There's so much more to Batman to investigate in movies, which they never do. He deserves justice.
Yeah, he's yet to be a detective.
Yeah, just do one long movie about him investigating stuff. It doesn't even need to be fighting. He's more than just fisticuffs. That's why he's the world's greatest detective.
Yeah.
Well, that's supposedly what the Pattinson one is supposed to be, but after hearing how that's going down.
Let's be honest. That thing's probably gonna suck. Let's be honest. That's probably. I'm not gonna judge before seeing it. Let's be honest. It's probably gonna suck.
Yeah, he's a workout junkie, Robert Pattinson, because we know how that's gone.
He's not taking it seriously, so.
And why should we?
It's gonna suck hard. So let's not have much hopes about that. If I were DC, I would literally just burn everything and start all over again. Literally, this time in an intelligent.
Man, that's probably not a bad idea. This is right. They do have a trigger warning before movies like Blazing Saddles and removing episodes of South Park have caused me to permanently hop into a boat and go into a fishing expedition. Well, you're in Cuba, everything, so everything's cool there, Pop.
Yeah, you should buy physical media because of that. And now I'm speaking about physical media. Do any of you guys know where anyone can find old episodes of the A-Team?
A-Team?
Yeah, the A-Team.
Sheesh.
I have a ton of those in DVDs, but I lost a ton of them. I lost almost all of them.
This place has a lot of pop-ups, so use a pop-up blocker if they do have it, but let me see.
Yeah, I would check the Blu-ray. Shout out to Bone in the chat. Oh, yeah.
I don't see it.
Ah, man. It's just there was always this cool thing about the A-Team shooting around their bad
there it
guys,
is.
never killing them. Never getting a single one.
Sheesh.
Here, I'll put it in the private chat.
Thank you.
Be sure you use a pop-up blocker.
So this is a take.
You gotta scroll down, but they're down there by season 1, season 2, etc.
So as far as the Cyborg having, potentially some legs, what about Diana Wonder Woman being locked in a room and having a stunt double for the Flash? I think she means the Flash scene. There was a scene where the Flash lays on top of Wonder Woman, and Gal Gadot refused to do the scene, and that was a little kerfluffle that happened on set, and that was kind of what gave me to, potentially listen to Cyborg. He just has no receipts for anything outside of what we already know, and that's just what makes me think he's just trying to use it for clout. But this thing did happen.
Man, bro, crazy.
That's by default. Trying to catch up because I kind of got behind.
Yeah. What's up, Roof Korean?
Hell, Roof Korean.
Yeah. So I'm on the comics division panel that you and I were both on. What was it, Monday night? Yeah, when we were on Yelling Apart Cars. That was fun, dude. That was absolutely fun.
Definitely fun. I've had a lot of fun streaming this week. A lot of fun. Spider-Man, Fantastic Four, so in cahoots.
Oh, I know, right?
For many important. Yeah, there is no Spider-Man. For the Golden Age, there's a lot of Johnny Storm and Spider-Man. Like Peter Parker were friends. Because there's no Fantastic Four, we never got any of that on screen.
Well, they're never going to be able to do that kind of stuff because properties are in different places, and most everyone doesn't want to just follow what's written out. They just want to make shit up.
Well, I mean, now I know, obviously the MCU announced the Fantastic Four property back in December. I'll tell you what, if it was 2010 or 12, I would be very optimistic of that announcement. But considering the direction that they want to go with stuff like Eternals, I'm not as optimistic because, there are directors who have a good idea of Golden Age, and there are Peyton Reed understands Golden Age with Ant-Man and the ridiculousness of it all, and then you got a guy like Sam Raimi who's doing the Doctor Strange sequel, who does know comics, and I've caught on to Sam Raimi's pattern. He is a very Golden Age type of guy because a lot of people don't know, but before what's his name? Something Peter Sandberg, I think, directed Shazam. Sam Raimi wanted to direct it. So if you think of the pattern, you talk about Spider-Man or Shazam, Captain Marvel, whatever you want to call it, and now Doctor Strange. Clearly, there's a pattern there. He has a love for those type of characters from way back when, and there are some directors who do care about not messing these things up. I just don't think nowadays who they're looking for is gonna want to truly commit to it, and they're gonna do something because I want the F4 to look and present the way they've been portrayed, and I'm worried I'm probably asking for too much. I know I am. Who am I trying to kid?
The Latinx Fantastic Four that's coming.
Oh man. God, it's probably gonna be too. It'll probably be Latinx, and maybe they'll kick out maybe they'll say Johnny Storm's too white privilege, and they'll probably replace him with American Shophead. Oh yeah,
they tried that. They tried
that with that route, but what they'll do is this time they'll just kick him off completely, and then they'll probably have American Shopheads replace him. Say that again.
I'm insanely afraid of what they'll do with the X-Men.
The X-Men? Oh, they're gonna ruin X-Men. They ruined
yeah.
X-Men in the comics.
Yeah,
Fucking
they're
Wolverine and Cyclops are fucking now.
so
Yeah. Oh god, they've done some damage.
I'm
Slaughter
so
fucking
excited for
butchered.
Iceman.
That's the property that's supposed to be an allegory for that community.
Mhm.
It's supposed to be
It's not supposed to be an
allegory for all
really
communities
anything.
that are.
It was made out of laziness, but that's not the point. The point is that it ultimately develops into being relatable for literally every single human being eventually.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And now they just want it to matter to one type of demographic. And that is like, it's like, especially, and what's crazy is that demographic. I mean, I'm going to be quoting just some guy here, but one, they basically, they at best, you'll see them go out to get that number one, take a photo of it on Instagram saying, hey, I bought the number one. But you're not going to see them come back for number two, number three, number four, and so on. You're not even, you maybe at best might get them to buy the volume one of the trade, but they're not ready to commit to the story. And I would know the comic shop that I go to on Wednesday has been around 25 years. If you've been in a comic shop for 25 years in 2021, you've done something right. And I'll tell you what, Wednesday, Monday morning, afternoon, I have seen those types, and it's super rare if they make it to issue 2. And if they do, they just stop showing up. They don't say, hey, cancel my pull. They don't tell my guy Keith like, hey, I can't pull. They just don't say anything. Yep, and that's, I'd say it's a pretty fairly representative shop. Neurotic actually gave money to this shop. Actually, yeah, he gave $1,000 to it. Yeah, when the shutdowns happened. Yeah, he was one of the shops that got it. That's awesome. Yeah, he was one of the ones that got it. Oh, he freaked out. He needed that because that saved his shop. Between that and Humberto Ramos, did a Nova sketch and then did a bid for it on eBay. I think it made like $1,500, and those two things covered his bill for the month of April.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah, right.
Ramos, man, his art is so dope.
Oh, I know. I've been loving what he's doing on Strange Academy. And he actually understands a book where he can do younger characters and newer characters and make them likable, which is something the Vita Ayalas and Mags of Sagios do not get.
Yeah, what you were talking about sounds like they're purse items. They're purse puppies. They're not real characters.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think it's your boy Zach did it. People saying it. Go ahead, Fenrir. Your Mike's always giving us issues. What happened?
How does Vita Ayala still make work? I'm sorry. How does she even get work?
She's a person.
Because of diet. She fits a quota.
Yeah, I know the whole race, gay, black and gay crap. I know that's how she shows herself. But my God, she is awful. She's fucking awful. I'm black. I know a lot of gay friends, and we all agree she's just awful. She doesn't know how to write a story. And
no, they don't. They do self inserts.
Yeah,
we saw what.
Have you seen I Am Not Starfire? That is the most self-insert book ever.
I was gonna say, I haven't read that yet, but it would have to go up for grabs against that or the Tom King Batman. Which one's the most self-insert ever?
I should probably read that online.
So I'm gonna say Tom King.
Tom King's Batman, I mean, like early on, it really wasn't so much. Like it was a different type of Batman run, but after the non-wedding, as I like to call it, happened, it went full Tom King answer. Like it was basically. Do you know what happened?
I know that he didn't get married because he got stiffed by Catwoman, but
at
like,
the altar, yes. What happened was
Tom King. I'm so sick of his mommy wife thing.
Oh, and that's the thing. Like it's like he started believing his own hype and decided to like when he wrote the Vision back 5 years ago. Vision's already more of like a very like sympathetic character who just happened to be very powerful. So it kind of made sense to for him to write Vision. But then right around Mr. Miracle and the later half of Batman, he went full self-insert. Because if you think about it to some degree, every writer puts at least a tad bit of themselves, but nowadays it's like the full body insert, and it's just like, okay, something's not right about this character. Then you go look at their Twitter page, and they're like, oh my god! And then you start to put two and two together. And Tom King, like he on his Twitter, he goes on about his wife, like how she's the greatest thing of all time.
You should read the Adam Strange comics.
I tried, and I told my guy Keith, I'm like, I can't do this no more. It's bad. He butchered Mr. Terrific. He butchered Mr. Terrific.
Exactly. He made him into
what the fuck?
That's not terrific. They fuck him up. They fuck up all the good characters. Even the so-called inclusive characters are always great.
Right. And like I like Mr. Terrific, and I want him to benefit. Like I'm like, if you're gonna like emphasize on like inclusion, diversity, like Mr. Terrific was a great opportunity to capital ton. He's already smart, so he has the wits, and he has an audience. Like, and people are already aware of him off of Arrow alone. Like whether you like Arrow or not, he had all the right pieces in place to give him something great, but not only they make him second fiddle, then they make him all flirty with Adam Strange's wife. Oh God, that
relationship is fucked up. I mean, she obviously wanted to have sex with him in one of the latest comics.
Yup.
I mean, he was the one who threw her away, but my God.
Oh, dude, it's atrocious. Like I'm not a suicidal type, but this book is these books have been the closest thing to contemplate my life over.
It gives depression. They go in your mind and tell you, find a rope, a chair, go to a dark room, just do it.
Yeah,
Man.
Yeah.
So Tom King, I've never read his stuff. I only watch videos on his stuff, but it sounds to me, especially from that Mr. Terrific thing, like we can all admit that like his wife is like fucking somebody else, like in real life. The actual Tom
King. He's getting
he's like into that sort of thing. Like he's like a legit cuck.
Oh yeah, he's probably getting cucked by Jim Lee.
Maybe.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense. Jim's one of the guys at the top of the chain. He's a top tier artist, and Jim's just like, "Hey, what's up, Tom?" And Tom's just like, type out Twitter, "I love my wife," as it's going on.
She's fucking
as she's getting fucked by Jim Lee.
He always uses that CIA crap to make him look like a real man.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like every now and then he would pull something out of his ass where it would be like legitimately good, like, and even your boy Zap gives credit where it's due when he does good. Like, I'm not sure if you read that Batman Elmer Fudd. That was actually really good. It was actually really good. Like, that was good. All that line, like the DC Hanna-Barbera, DC Looney Tunes. There were some awesome books in there. Like there was
the DC one, the Looney Tunes one. I saw Deathstroke's one.
That was actually good. Deathstroke and Yogi Bear. That was hilarious. Deathstroke and Yogi Bear. Yes. My favorite one was Super Sons and Dynamite. That one was great.
Oh, with Blue Falcon and the cyborg thing. You know, those are good stories. Why can't we have more shit like that?
Oh, I love more stories like that, dude. I'd be having my freaking fanboy-gasm over that shit. Sounds like you and I could talk about this for days.
Black Lightning.
Yeah.
Did you see Hong Kong Phooey and Black Lightning?
Mm-hmm. Oh, dude, I seen it. I read it. I talked about it. Oh, I loved it. Loved it.
Seriously, Hanna-Barbera had so much potential, especially in the modern days.
Mm-hmm. Timeless. All right. We should probably let Vigilante and everyone else talk because we've been kind of stealing over this panel with our
no worries, man. Hey, it's cool. You guys and then I added on the Tom King thing because he creeps me out as a writer. Something's wrong with that, man.
There is.
One last thing. Yeah, there's this comic book called The Future Quest. You should check it out. It's pretty great.
Okay.
It's 11 issues. It's pretty great.
Huh.
Okay. I'll take your word on it, dude.
It's pretty cool. It really should have gotten more.
And that's usually a lot of the good books. Super Sun should have gotten more, but then Bendis was a thing in DC, and then. And to think I used to worship Bendis, like when he did Daredevil, like 2002 through like 5. He was amazing. It was like a different writer. It was like a superior Spider-Man, like where Doc Ock body swap appear. It's like someone body swap with what Bendis truly once was, except what Bendis became, that person stayed there in Bendis's living body. Like, it's just like, oh, great. And like the original Jessica Jones, when it was titled Alias, or even back, if you want to go like, a few more years, Secret Invasion as well. That was actually when Marvel events were actually readable, and there actually was some consequences that actually lasted beyond 3 months. Nowadays, it's the consequences will change the universe until the next event. Like, there was actually some things that carried on into stories, but yeah, I don't know what happened with Bendis, especially then when he started making.
He went up the hill and he fell down the second there was no more gold.
Oh, dude, he had a Chef South Park downhill fall. Like, if you remember, I'm assuming if you've seen South Park, when Chef fell down that hill at that super brutal death, that's must have been what happened to Bendis. He joined the Super Adventure Club, and then all of a sudden, he came out of the Super Adventure Club a different person, the way Chef did. Anyone who gets that episode, they're going to know where I'm coming from. It's hilarious.
That episode was amazing. I love how he typed together his audio. Sorry,
children, let's go home and make love. I'm gonna make love.
Oh my fucking god! I fucking love. They needed a fat stripper to bring him back. That is, you just can't write shit like that.
No,
you just can't write shit like that anymore.
Man.
Well, yeah, South Park still does it.
Yeah, oh yeah, I know, but man, dude,
yeah, I know.
Bendis, I don't know, between ruining, not only did he only aged up John Kent just so he could write him in Legion of Superheroes. Like, come on.
He made Saturn Girl his girlfriend, and that was insanely forced. It was fucking bad.
Ugh, gross. And once again, see how I'm saying, oh, there's this white couple. I'm like, ugh, go away, get rid of it, trash it.
Because let's be honest, Jonathan is kind of older from the past, and she's from the future.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Is that technically pedophilia?
Yeah, that's true. What is that technically, dude? Man,
what Ironcaster is saying there. I wanted to make a joke about that. They're probably gonna make them like, very feminine. Maybe or who knows?
They're gonna make him. They're gonna make him
fire.
Yeah, right. He's gonna be flamboyant with that fire. He's gonna talk about how he's on fire at the men's club. He's probably gonna go to like the all right. So I'm near Chicago. They're gonna probably just send him to Boys Town in Chicago, and he's gonna be at the club. Like, he's gonna probably be turning up on the stage with all the other dudes. It don't matter if they look like Chris Farley or David Spade. He's gonna be partying up till 3 a.m. with them, and somehow that's gonna be like a subplot of the movie. Sadly.
You know who they're going to get for him? That cover they did, that Steven Stills cover. That what's that guy? Billy something. He's the guy in the dress. You guys remember? If I show that video, everybody's going to remember it.
Yeah, you're going to show me.
Huh?
The one from the band that did the shoot for the magazine.
No, I'm gonna. You know what? I'm gonna get. We're gonna watch this video.
What was his name? He was
Billy Porter, I think is his name.
He was a rocker or something, a rock star or something.
Not a rocker. Let me see.
Harry Styles?
No, he's a white. He's a black guy, not a white guy, but he's a very flamboyant guy. Once I show this video, everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, that's who you're talking about."
You mean the guy from like the fashion shows and stuff?
I think he is. I don't know who he is outside of this thing. Outside of this video for the DNC, that's what it was for, the Democratic National Convention.
Oh,
probably heard
oh, that one. Oh my goodness.
Yes.
I couldn't. Oh my god. I couldn't believe how awful that entire production was. And guess what we're gonna get to have again? Oh my god. A whole revisit in a couple days. I'm not even joking. That's what they're planning.
Go ahead and mute this. But this is your new Johnny Storm. He's going to be playing every black superhero from now on.
He looks way too old, though.
Yeah, he looks beyond old. Yeah, right. It won't matter. That's a part.
He has the exact amount of masculinity they want to display for the future of Black America.
Yeah.
This is the guy.
This is fucked up.
You know what? If you want to see a strong, masculine, black character, I've got one in my book right here. His name is Farouk. He's a cyborg. Badass.
Good to know.
Mother effer.
Is he part of the AP? Is he part of the
Wrong black
APA with
male
Bradshaw?
Yeah, I been wanting to ask you that because ever since I saw you on Loki when you were promoting the book, I'm like, is Farouk a reference to Farouk?
Who? Which Farouk? I've heard a lot
That's
of
Bradshaw, WWF.
There's a lot of black guys named Farouk.
No, a
Which
reference to
Farouk?
Farouk the wrestler. I didn't know if you knew what Farouk the wrestler.
Oh, okay. No.
Ah, damn.
Darn. I wanted it to be true. Oh well.
No, there are names that are references to people and things,
Mhm.
but no, Farouk was just a dope name.
Yeah, it is a dope name.
Had the energy I was looking for.
That cannot be the black man in movies. I mean, get that guy in a black neighborhood, an actual black neighborhood, any part of the world, fucked.
Authentically black neighborhood. And once again, and I'm even worried about Blade. Like, and I should be happy about Blade. Like, Blade was my first like black superhero who I got into because of Spider-Man the animated series.
Yeah,
And like that cartoon was my gateway to Blade. I'm like, man, this guy's really cool.
Wait.
Yeah.
Morpheus, right?
Oh yes,
Yeah,
those
like
episodes. I showed my girlfriend those episodes a few days ago. She's like, and she's actually never seen the Blade movies, and she's like, "Oh, this guy's really cool. I want to know more about him." I was just like, so right away, she was sold right off the bat. Like once again,
That's what people want. Cool guys.
right? And she sees a guy. She doesn't look or act like this guy. She doesn't need to see herself in Blade in order to enjoy. She just sees, hey, this is an engaging character. I want to know more. Nick, let's look at some comics. So this is a good problem in my life to have. This is a very good problem, but it's just like it just shows you the proof is in the damn pudding. It's in the Belgian chocolate pudding. When you say you gotta just make good characters. You would think this concept would be simple. But somehow they're like, oh nope. You gotta take a Ta-Nehisi Coates in order to make a good Black Panther story.
Well, as
no one
Tupac
gives a shit how characters look or who they fuck. What people give a shit about is what they do.
Thank you.
Well, that's what normal people only connect to the characters. They connect to the characters for whatever reason. Either they're strong, they may find similarities in personality, but it's usually not race and all this other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But, as Tupac Shakur, who's still writing classics from the grave, just like he's writing Dear Mama, cis heteropatriarchy must be addressed and lectured. These toxic customers outraged. This is the issue. They have to keep telling us that it's toxic to be male and anything masculine is bad and all this other crap. So there's no time for a good art, good writing. You have to tell everyone, patriarchy bad, straight people bad.
Yeah, lately most art in comic books seems insanely lazy and quite possibly just awful. I mean, have you seen the Indigenous Voices comic book of Marvel?
Oh, dude!
Captain Marvel, basically, she was 100% bad.
Oh, I do remember that. Is that the racist Native American one?
The one with the Captain Marvel ugly art. You can drop the man, guys. And like that book is so ugly, and they even got the title wrong. It's called Marvel's Voices. Indigenous voices. In 4 words they use voices twice, and then on top of it they capitalize with uglier artwork. They couldn't get the title right, they couldn't get the art right, and also I'm like, what's her name? Echo is getting text messages. I'm like, hold on, she got a text from Daredevil's blind. Bro, I'm the only one paying attention. I mean, okay, my nerd rage is showing, but come on, Daredevil's blind. You're telling me Echo attack? Don't you even?
But bro, you'd be like, Alexa, send a text to Spider-Man. Left his underwear at my place.
No, I'm 90% sure he was asking for nudes or something. Somebody was asking for nudes.
Probably Moon Knight, because all right. I read all the texts of who were all the guys who were, stressing her out. The only one who seemed kind of in line was Moon Knight. I Hawkeye is not a pushover. Daredevil's blind. He doesn't text. Moon Knight's
Wolverine.
crazy. So Moon Knight. Oh yeah, Wolverine. Oh god, I don't like what they done with Wolverine. Which I don't get because the guy who's currently writing Wolverine had a great Green Arrow run with the Rebirth Initiative a few years ago. Like a really great Green Arrow run. So I'm thinking, okay, this guy gets Oliver Queen. He'll get Logan. I don't know if like he like got bad or did Marvel just say, hey, you better not make this guy super badass. I don't know. Because like I said, Percy did a great Green Arrow run that I still go back to every now and then. And when Rebirth happened, you had all these cool runs. And then the Bendis happened.
Is that the one with the Court of Owls?
The Court of Owls was in, I think, volume 5, if you want to get technical with the numbers, probably number 26 through 31, but they weren't in the entire run. They were just in like one arc of that 38 issue run.
I'm going to be honest, I miss conversations like this. I can go to comic book shops and my God, I am loving this conversation.
No, I'm loving it, dude. I'm feeling it right now. I got my whiskey glass here, Japanese style with me, and I'm ready.
Cool.
I'm
get
loving
more of these comments because the fucking chat has been on fire, and I've been trying to like highlight them as money. You guys are just on fire. When I was mentioning, this is the one. No, you guys are talking. Hey, I'm so happy.
Erase that one. No, I'm sorry. No. Human Torch and Iceman. No, I'm sorry. No,
that's coming. You know it is. As soon as I saw this, I'm like, they will do this.
I can't fuck up Iceman. He's my favorite of all the.
They already did.
They already made him gay.
Now fuck him in the comics and make him suck cock. Come on.
And the fact that they forced by way of Jean Grey to make him gay, and then Dan Slott outdoes it once again. Hold my beer. I'm gonna make Franklin Richards not a mutant, and then the trans community gets mad at Dan Slott, and rightfully so, because like they're all like, "Oh man, you're like," it's funny because that's the crowd Dan Slott wants, and now he has the comic community and the trans crowd both at him. This is one of those moments where it's like the fandom menace types and the not fandom menace types are rarely united. Is in the Dan Slott division.
Safe space, hopefully.
It makes no fucking sense. Jean Grey was taught by Professor X. She wouldn't invade someone's mind, even as a child.
Oh, she wasn't. She would not. Oh.
She's not like the nicest person ever.
She's definitely not the nicest person, but to be that invasive of one's privacy, she is not. I mean, not to get Yoda on you.
Now she's getting put on the hub by Scott and Logan at the same time.
Let them reveal this. Look, almost all women in modern Marvel are bitches. Almost most of them are bitches. Angry bitches who just hate everything and
I resemble that, Mark, but I own it. There's a huge difference. Thank you very much.
You resemble that. I love
I am a bitch.
I'm resented, or I resent it. I resemble it.
You resemble.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I'm just loving this chat. Seriously,
this chat's on fire. Seriously, this chat is like it feels like a chat of like 30, 40 people, but it's just like, nope, this chat is popping. There's just a handful. It's great.
You guys are like great. I don't even know if we'll get into any topics. We can just go off of the chat.
Oh God, Tupac just have to mention Pebble Smith. Oh my God.
Did he? Oh man,
I will never forget the moment I saw that. Like, I'm like, look, is this real? Like, is this really real? Like, I had to rewatch that video on YouTube to like remind myself. And then my phone got a notification because somehow I'm one of the few phones in the world that gets notifications from Young Rippa, because Young Rippa is really good at capitalizing. As soon as shit gets out there, he has his opinion right away. And I remember watching his reaction, and then like my brother like got a hold of me, and it was like one of those calls you remember, like when the phone rang and everything. He's like, "Did you see what happened?" And it was like a comic book version of 9/11. It's like, I remember when. And I'm like, yes, I saw that, Mike. What is going on?
He's a fuck.
He's straight.
He's the kind of guy.
He should have the plague.
You know he's getting cucked too. Have
No,
you seen his
I
wife?
think he's not into
There's
women.
no
way.
conceivable way that he is not gay, and
Exactly.
somehow is completely in denial about it, even though he'd be welcomed with open arms, even by people who don't like him. It's like, yeah, we know. Like, it's not a thing. No one cares. Just what is his psychological block?
He's
Guys,
probably
listen,
scared
Kibble Smith is the
of
kind
being
of guy.
at all.
Kibble Smith is the kind of guy who would sit in the living room while his wife is fucking someone else in their bedroom.
Oh,
probably
dude, he probably jerks
That's
off to
because
it.
he's
He
not
jerks
Probably
off
bring him
to
water.
it.
Because he's not
Probably
married
makes
to a woman.
You guys sound like you some water.
A woman.
Probably make him a sandwich when it's all over too.
Yes.
Kibble Smith, he takes photos, he jerks off, he probably goes into work and talks about it. Like, so my wife met this guy last night, and this guy brought me some movies to watch while he does it with my wife.
Because he probably doesn't know how to do it with his wife.
He probably doesn't know either. He probably doesn't.
He's probably. Yeah, he's got.
Oh my God.
You know what it is with that? It just hit me. Daniel Kibble Smith is probably a gay guy who's attracted to black men, which is why Santa's husband is black.
Yeah,
But he's also scared of black men, so he's just lost. He just sits and just acts like he's straight because he can't. He's just done. He's stuck.
Yeah,
That's my guess.
probably it.
I can't wait for Nerdrotic and Az's book to come out. I'm gonna buy that shit right away. Like, I'm gonna probably give him an extra $20-$30 as a fat tip.
I'm still waiting
just
on
for
that
them
comic book,
doing
The
it.
New Warriors. I'm still waiting on New Warriors to laugh at.
God, dude.
I'm still waiting.
So bad. I want that comic to exist. I want to hold it in my hands. I want a piece of
Right?
the history of the
I
end
want to make
of
a
the comic
video. I want to make a
industry,
video of us setting that thing on fire and putting it all over the internet.
I was
Well,
hoping for it to be winter and have a snowflake in my hand in my safe space watching this. But now that moment is never going to happen. Like, I remember, like, when my comic, after I got that infamous call from my brother, I went to my comic shop and my owner looked pretty horrified. He was just like, what is this? Is this real? And you knew it was legit because, you know, some of the writers are trying to downplay all the dislikes, but then they couldn't outrun it the minute it got to Joe Rogan. And Joe Rogan and, what's that guy name? God, he was on Friday Night Tights, the comedian, Kurt Metzger.
Metzger.
Metzger. Thank you. That's what I meant to say. Him and Rogan were going off, and Rogan just saw it. And you know when it gets to Rogan, and he's laughing his ass off about it. And now it's one of the new Warriors is going to go down is like, you know, when you're on YouTube and you see the side thing and you'll see videos that say 10 things that Marvel doesn't want you to remember. That's going to be number one. So whoever did that 5 years ago, they needed to update that shit to make that number one because they don't want to talk about that shit. They got rid of the Amazon listing. They don't want it to be known now.
Look, I bet $50 that their first villain was a guy with orange skin that spoke common sense.
Oh, you know it. Orange skin, blonde hair. He casually talked like this and said, "This is the greatest destruction ever."
Oh God!
Oh man,
I've bombed countries before, but I've never bombed countries like this. This is very special.
I would say you're going to get us demonetized, but we're not monetized. So go ahead.
This is how we keep the new Warriors great.
Make Marvel great again. Shit.
Yeah, right. No, it's crazy because I'm glad you mentioned that comment, Vigilante, because it's like Marvel has all this garbage, but yet at the same time they'll have like a book that somehow will be great. Like my brother started reading some comics again, and like he started reading the current Daredevil, which is actually awesome. And it actually like Chip Zdarsky actually understands characters. And then he's like, "Oh, what else should I read?" I'm like, "Oh boy, you might be in trouble there." Like, and that's what's hard to like recommend. it's like okay, this one guy gets it right, but who else is getting it right? I mean, I'm surprisingly like the current Amazing Spider-Man. Like, it seems like Nick Spencer actually wants to undo One More Day, which is cool. But like, other than that, it seems like everyone else is agenda driven. Spencer got off the internet and started caring about writing again. Thank you.
Is that the comic book where Spider-Man killed his daughter?
It's where J. Michael Straczynski, right after Civil War, he made that deal with Mephisto to undo his marriage with Mary Jane. And it seems like, yeah. So basically what's going on in the current run is Harry Osborn is this villain named Kindred. And Harry knows what Peter did, but Peter doesn't remember. But Harry knows exactly what Peter did. How Harry knows, we don't know yet. But the fact that Harry's been teasing at him and fucking with Peter's head, like, Harry knows. And that's cool that Harry knows. I just want to know how he knows. Because it's actually made for an intriguing Spider-Man story. And the fact that, like, Harry's been taunting at Peter, like, in his head and everything. Like, you really messed up at life at this one point.
Probably.
And wait, real quick about the One More Day though, because J. Michael Straczynski had his name pulled out. He's like, I don't want to be associated with that story.
Yes.
I don't think he wanted to do it.
Yeah, he just basically that book is him by name only. Yes. Oh my god, my Darth Vader clap on light just came on from me chatting.
Hey, if you guys want to read a good story about violence and family, I suggest go and find the comic book Lobo, A Contract on God.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty good.
I love Lobo.
Where can I find? Oh, you said Lobo. Enough said. The main man.
Yeah. It's 4 issues. Yeah. It's pretty great. It's about Lobo killing, well, not exactly God, but in a way, it is God from another planet. It's pretty crazy, funny, and quite just murderous in his own style. You just gotta love the old style Lobo. There's nothing in the modern days that can compare to the old style comic books.
Well, I read the current Death Metal book. I mean, it seemed, and Lobo was actually one of the characters who had a bigger role than normal. Death Metal overall was not good, but once again, oddly, there were some shining moments, and Lobo was one of them. And he fought once, because the thing is, like, I originally liked the original Metal run, but then once they decided to go sequel route, I was just like, oh, why are they making a sequel? Don't get me wrong, I'm a huge Death Metal fan, but I do not need a sequel to Metal. Like, he wanted to go Grant Morrison and go even more complex, and it's just like, Grant Morrison. Scott Snyder, you are the Court of Owls. You had your book once again complex, but then once he translated into Justice League and got in the Perpetua, the Source Wall, I was like, okay, cool. He brought in Jon Stewart, cool. Justice League cartoon, cool. I like that. But other than that, it was just like, reading those books were not bad, but it was like kind of doing a homework assignment in high school. You wonder when it's going to be done.
That is insanely accurate. But still, hey, Vigilante, remember when I told you about Jason Momoa not being the real Aquaman?
I remember you saying that.
Yeah, he should have been Lobo.
Oh God, he would have been a dream Lobo, like in my freaking. Oh my God, now you're making me wish that. And you're talking to someone who actually enjoyed Aquaman.
I have a friend who was making some fan films, what's it called? Teen Titans fan films. I was like, bro, do Lobo. I'll be your Lobo. And he's like, you'd be a great Lobo. No, I was like, come on, dude, do the Lobo.
Make some dreadlocks?
Sorry, what?
Can you smoke cigars, drink an insane amount of booze, and make some dreadlocks?
God damn it.
I already drank an insane amount of booze. So I'm pretty qualified for this.
Oh, dude, I'm qualified right now. Japanese whiskey is a good friend. We're on a good honeymoon right now. We're more than just engaged, and I must say this is really working out between us.
I've wanted to try some Japanese whiskey.
Oh, dude, it's good. I bought this $40 bottle from my place of work, and because my manager is just like, Nick, you need to have this, and like I really value my manager's opinion on alcohol. So if he recommends something to me, I'm gonna listen to him. So I listen, and right now the magic is there. The magic is there. I'm like, man. It's like that. I feel like that one Creed song where it's like, "Can you take me higher?" And I feel like I've been taken higher with this Japanese whiskey.
Speaking of being taken higher, I have to highlight this comment.
Just
They were talking about Spider-Man. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry, Fenrir. Go ahead.
To be
No, go.
you need to learn how to survive an insane amount of alcohol, have a shit ton of abs, have long hair, well, basically smoke all the time, and have all kinds of guns that shoot insanely stupid things that make no sense.
That would be Jason Momoa. He seems like the type of guy who could consume ridiculous amounts of alcohol and is shredded. And his acting just relies on one-liners, which is like a Stallone, Schwarzenegger equivalent, which is perfect. Now, and oh my God, this needs to have been a thing. All right, screw it. Recast Aquaman. Get me Lobo with Momoa. It'll be a box office hit, and it'll be the greatest film you've ever seen, like anything you've ever seen.
Oh, yeah, he's coming after us because you're not supposed to say anything about Trump. Oh well.
I have no idea what you're talking about, Vigilante. That was just Nick being weird.
We're just using a speech pattern. We're not saying his name. We're not saying anything. We're just using a form of.
It's all mannerisms. It's all mannerisms.
It's not
Big
going to work. And
Lobo, great again.
We'll get to the next subject at some point. I do want to get to some more
Start
facts.
talking.
Because yeah, I was trying to set up this joke that the Tupac, like I said, he's writing hits just like he's still in death row. We talk about the hot girls Spider-Man has, and then his favorite, like my favorite, is Mary Jane, favorite girl to inhale. So I had to add that because we were talking about smoking and drinking. Shout out to the Twitch bot, not the Twitch dot. We're not up there yet. We do got the Twitch bots because we are simul streaming on Twitch and DVI. So shout out to anyone.
Fancy.
Okay.
I just girls in comic books.
I used to do that, but my show doesn't do very well on Twitch, so I'll probably start gaming on there. I don't know.
No one
That
watches
is a
it.
mistake.
Yeah.
Oh, hold up! Look at Ironcaster's comment. That's a intriguing one,
Which this one?
dude.
Think about Ben.
Bro,
He would be much better as Thrawn. Is RDJ for sure cast as Thrawn?
yeah, I want to know what's the official word on that. If we have an update, of course, Ironcaster. If you got something to like a receipt to attach that, I want to know because I mean, I don't get me wrong, I would like Downey, but it's just like I would like Cumberbatch, but does he have the time? Because it seems like Marvel, of all the good characters, they actually want to emphasize on Doctor Strange, probably because he was one of the better received in Infinity War, as he should be. And, you know, right? And Sam Raimi is doing a sequel, and Sam Raimi understands characters. So I'm glad that it's like, okay, they want to do more with this guy because they see there's opportunity here. It's just I don't see him having time for Thrawn. If Marvel wants to emphasize on Doctor Strange, which they should, I don't want him being taken away for Thrawn. I really don't. I love Strange. I love Thrawn too. I've read the EU books of Thrawn. It's just if we're gonna take away Strange for Thrawn, not a fair trade. That's just my opinion, though.
Or not worth it.
No, I mean, once again, if Marvel commits to Doctor Strange, like once again, like because like when Infinity War came out, if you look at some of the press, like when there's the red carpet premiere, like Feige was like, "Hey, you're gonna see a lot of Strange in this movie, and it's awesome." And we can all agree or disagree with whatever Feige says, but one thing is he's been consistent on being a straight shooter. If he's not sure of something or doesn't want to say it, he kind of like doesn't answer it. But if he says, "Hey, you're gonna love that," like Doctor Strange in this, there ends up being a lot of Doctor Strange. He was right on that. So I'll give credit where it's due to that end. And the fact that we got this sequel coming out that seems like there's going to be a lot writing on it, and the fact that WandaVision is going to lead into that on top of it, that sounds like they want this movie to succeed. Like they not just a want, but also equal parts a need.
Well, I'd argue anything MCU is a need at this point. I think they're kind of lost.
They can't put the same people in everything.
Doctor Strange is fantastic. Doctor Strange is a wizard. Wizards are fucking awesome.
All right, Ironcaster's comment is right about the cheeks for it. I mean,
Yeah,
I could see that. I just maybe it would be too late to cast Strange. I don't know. I think we gotta see how he does in this movie. It's Sam Raimi, and then truly judge that comment on a good fit. Because once again, it doesn't matter if there's the best casting in the world. If you have an average script, there's only so much a great actor can do. And come on, look at Wonder Woman 84. It had a good casting. I mean, Chris Pine was good, but that movie as a whole is a whole other story that would turn into a whole other conversation that I should probably shut up about.
Oh no.
Oh no! He says like, "Oh no, you can go, Nick. You can go." Well, it's once again, it's just the proof. I'm just echoing myself. The proof is in the pudding. Like, you can have movies with good cast, but if they're not good, they're not good. Like even the Amazing Spider-Man movies, directed by what's his name, that guy from 40 Days of Summer or whatever it's called, with Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Those Amazing Spider-Man movies had good casting. You can't deny Chris Cooper is a good actor. And Emma Stone has had likability. Andrew Garfield has shown in other things he has acting chops. But the writing and directing did not know what to do. They did not know what to do, and it showed so bad. Because you could tell Garfield and Stone had on-screen chemistry, but everything about it from a writing perspective was, well, kind of atrocious.
Yeah. Let me get to a few things in the chat, and we actually have to get to the second topic at our end because I just realized we have not talked about any of the other topics.
Yeah. It all started with comic books between me and Fenwer. Now we're going to do an on-screen panel on my channel. We're just going to talk comic books for 5 hours, and it's going to be great.
Dude, listen to me. If you want to make an insane live stream just talking about comics, join Vigilante's Discord group. Come look for me. Send me the link to the.
I think we're both on there, dude. So we're gonna make this happen.
Seriously, I didn't see your name there. Seriously.
Oh, well, you know what? I'll look again. If not, I'll be like, hello, Fenrir. This is Nick Weiser.
You know, okay. Trump impersonation. So that way I can actually segue into the next thing. Sorry, everyone in the chat. Everyone has so many great comments. I can't get into everything. I can't do everything. And we're not going to get through all these topics. I recognize that because I don't have the rest of my life, even though I love you guys. And the ad is shitting the bed, so I appreciate that. Ad, can you close? Can you get away? Or are you just gonna? Okay, that's lovely. That's professional. Well, hopefully you can see this part. This is about Parler being shut down. I guess the CEO says that his life has been threatened and them being suspended. This whole thing about big tech, you had your Trump impersonation. Apparently, Orange Man Bad has gone really crazy, Orwellian crazy. Parler has been taken down by AWS, even though, and this is actually Gab, one of the platforms that's benefiting of that, even though they can't shut down. They jokingly have a headline calling on Facebook and Twitter to be banned for the Capitol riot. Now, this is them sort of joking, but they bring up the point that most of the activity for that Capitol riot was organized on Facebook and Twitter, not Parler, not Gab, all the platforms that are being chased, but that hasn't stopped big tech from doing what they do. So they've shut down Parler, at least Amazon has. And they're still trying to get back up, and they probably have a hell of a lawsuit, especially because Amazon's in bed with Twitter. But what does everyone think as far as the whole big tech censorship? I'm one of the few people who was like rubbing my hands like baby from Cash Money because I'm a new creator, so I get to grow it whatever the new platform is. I get to potentially be the PewDiePie of mine, so that gives me something to root for. But it's going to be a hell of a transition as big tech shits the bed, tries to be an oligarchy. So, what do you guys think of the big tech craziness?
I'll let everyone else go first.
Okay, yeah. Let's go back in order. Let's what, Fenrir? Since you started, how about Fenrir? We're going reverse order this time.
Look, big tech is God. We all know that. But let's be honest, God is nothing if the people stop believing in it. So, if big tech becomes too much of a pain in the ass and people just drop their corporate drop their apps, then let's be honest, they're nothing. So they should really stop trying to piss off people because hate can unite a lot of people. Hate can unite more than love.
Yeah. I've jokingly said all racism would end if there were aliens because everyone would have a mutual threat and no difference would matter if we were under the fight for our life or against aliens. So when there's a mutual threat, and I think big tech.
But I don't understand. If aliens showed up, would we really burn all the alien movies if they were our friends? Would we really just burn every single movie about aliens we ever made, even the Infinity Wars? Because it would be a racist depiction of extraterrestrials.
I'd love to see a movie where the aliens come and they want to be our friends and we're like, mutual threat, and we all like to start attacking them. I'd love to see that movie.
That would be
Us being assholes.
Look, there was this British movie called The End of the World. There was this British movie called The End of the World. It's about a bunch of British guys who get drunk and go around their old town and found out it was actually an alien base. In the end, they end up just pissing off the aliens so much they leave the Earth and fuck everything up. But let's be honest, that is a good depiction of extraterrestrials with human society.
God, I think aliens have already seen their plan. Like, okay, we were originally going to take over, but no, I'm out. I'm old. No, I'm not even going to get started.
Wait,
That's
so
it.
you're with fuck, what's his last name? Dan, from Ghostbusters.
Aykroyd.
Yeah, Aykroyd. He's like they've already seen the. I don't remember if it was direct, like 10 years after 9/11, maybe. He's after that, there's no way they're coming here. They think we're all dead. That's probably half true.
I think we all killed each other by now.
Yeah.
You there. Aliens don't
Oh,
even-
we're not done, dude. We're not done. I mean, 2020 was the dress rehearsal. You got your dress, you look great, but now 2021, you're going to go into the party, you're going to get your glass, you're going to fill that glass up, you're not going to go into the corner of the party and act like a mope, you're going to get in there and you're going to party. That's what 2021 is going to be. 2020 is just getting ready. 2021 is you're going all into the party.
Look, the only thing that can surpass 2021 is if aliens show up or magic becomes a real thing. Either way,
I hope.
I don't think the world's going to make it past 2022.
Well, as far as that magic becoming a real thing, I have to go exozone, but a lot of people in Hollywood believe in magic with a K, so that's not a. Yeah, because that's why a lot of that.
Well,
Yeah, I'm sure which.
yeah, I know for a fact that it's a growing thing and it's a growing trend, emphasis on trend, and it's interesting to see. And it's always Catholics that are always eager to be in those movies too. It's weird.
Really? I didn't
Yeah.
know that.
Related or something.
Oh, intriguing.
It's all
That's
if
more of
you
a
didn't know any
coincidence.
better, you would say that the Catholic religion is related to witchcraft almost. Huh.
Well, a lot of people consider them witchcraft, like their fellow Christians
Mostly
consider them
Wiccan.
witchcraft, even though they're not. So it's weird.
Mostly Wiccan. I think.
It was a reference to some of the pagan stuff in Catholicism, but I am it's neither here nor there. That we kind of already have gotten off topic when we started this topic because it was about big tech.
Once again, yeah. All right, back to big tech. And
I was actually really surprised that Trump started an investigation for antitrust lawsuits on big tech, and it's actually going through and stuff. That was absolutely not something I expected from his time as
I
president.
would not expected that at all either. I'm actually surprised by that. In a world where nothing seems to change
surprise.
in that realm, I'm actually surprised.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that one,
Antitrust does need to be had.
people that hate on him don't give that. I mean, like, I'm not a Trump supporter, but like, credit where it's due.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I don't get why are they getting rid of Trump? Because if he gets out of house and has no longer any more presidential power, won't they start losing money themselves? Because
I hope he buys CNN. That would be hilarious.
I
I will
think
admit that would be hilarious. If he did that and Don Lemon started like favoring him like there was no
That would be
tomorrow,
Oh my
you
god.
know, you
That would be
you
so
have to admit it would
embarrassing.
be hilarious. You'd have to watch that video like 20 times over just to make sure you're not crazy and you're seeing it.
CNN would start getting more traffic is what would happen. They'd actually they'd
CNN would
from
actually
this
probably
to-
survive, and AT&T wouldn't have to worry anymore.
Oh my
Well,
God.
one of his best friends since the 70s, Vince McMahon, once bought his competitor. So I think he knows about what to do to kind of get back at people who pissed you off for a long time. Just buy them.
But
Yeah,
then
well-
he started going kind of downhill after that, in my opinion.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It shit the bed. It got really shitty.
Yeah.
That's a whole
That's
that opens a can of worms for a whole other conversation. The Vince
Fuck the whole
McMahon
conversation. That's
stuff.
a whole channel in and of itself. We can make a whole channel with everything that went wrong just with the WCW WWE thing. Just a whole channel. I
I
know.
think an entire channel just on Vince McMahon himself.
Yes.
Austin, you're fired.
He's a nut job. So yeah, Trump buying CNN is definitely a possibility.
I hope it happens. Please.
That'd be
I
hilarious.
would prefer that
I
people
think-
crowdfund and buy it as a conglomerate because that would be funnier in hell to have just regular people buy it and then do fuck all with it. That'd be so stupid and awesome.
Ooh, I
Oh
would
no,
contribute
actually,
to
if we
crowdfunding.
bought a news station, we could make a real news station.
Yeah, that too. I'm aware, but I just think the irony
Ooh.
is more fun.
The irony
I would
is
love to see
a
Don
spectacle that needs happening.
Hmm
I would love to see Don
Only
Lemon
fans will one day
like
surpass
a lemon
CNN, says
from
Tupac.
You're right. They are trying to desperately sell. This is the opportunity for Donnie Boy to just say, you know what, this is gonna be mine. Shut up, Don Lemon. Start talking about me and start being respectful of me, and it's gonna be great, and you're gonna love it too. The end.
I would love to see a picture of Don Lemon licking a lemon from Donald Trump's boot.
Here's the thing. I like this one. Tupac, like I said, he's so hot on. He's like I said, it's like he never died. He's still writing hits.
Right? Thank you, Tupac.
OnlyFans one
Bless you.
day surpass CNN. Man, I think OnlyFans has already surpassed CNN.
Oh.
OnlyFans
Dude, like
is hopping in the
Hallmark
streets.
channel, Hallmark channel gets more views than CNN.
Oh my
That's
god,
crazy.
that's
It would
funny
shock
and
me.
depressing
It is,
simultaneously.
but it's been true for like probably 5 to 10
Because
years.
they don't speak
At least
bullshit.
5.
Let's be
Did
honest,
you see
Everyone-
who saw the Go ahead, Fender.
bullshit?
All
Because
right.
they don't get more. CNN doesn't get enough views because they only speak bullshit. Anyone on YouTube that just says common sense gets more views because they don't speak bullshit.
That's funny
Bullshit
you mentioned the
is just
whole
bullshit.
concept of common sense because once again, I know YouTube views and TV ratings are not synonymous, but the fact that not many people are watching network TV as much as they used to, I'm sure is not even close for a dispute.
Mhm.
And Razorfist posted a photo on his Twitter of the amount of views Joe Biden's current speech is going on. And there's about 1,000 people watching it.
Yeah.
And Razorfist draws like, in the tens, sometimes hundreds of thousands watching his video game streaming. He posted a photo of it's like, how is this happening? The guy who is the elect. And yet then there's just Razorfist who just happens to have 280,000 subs on YouTube. The numbers do not align between 80 million that maybe did the V word for him. And then I'm just getting really good at
Big
coding.
Tech Censorship.
It doesn't
Again.
make sense. It's like no one cares
Again,
It's a
about.
cultural shift too, which is all the more in our favor. Which I think that's probably the biggest concern that these big companies, these big tech and big legacy media companies are dealing with is that there's a drastic, hard cultural shift among people who otherwise would never notice, and that is huge. This is stuff that
Yes.
I've been yearning for like over 10 years and have passively kind of poked the bear at for 10 years. And it's insane. I mean, I don't think they know how to respond other than
They-
obviously censorship.
I
And
know
that's
they're
sick.
yeah. Well, it is censorship because now are they not a fan of this cultural shift? They are doing whatever it takes to resist it,
And it's so funny.
it is hilarious.
I would almost
You guys
disagree
know
with
about
you.
the
I know they're
cartoon
trying to do whatever they can to resist it. All they're doing is making it easier. Like if I
Yeah.
was 17 right now, Gab, Minds, and Parlor will be the coolest shit on earth to me because you keep trying to ban it. So I'm like, oh, this is banned? What makes it banned? I have to figure it out.
Right? That was me at 18
Look.
years old when Cannibal Corpse put out the Kill album, and I'm like, bro, what's this album with the explicit language? I want to know about it. When I heard about Cannibal Corpse, I'm like, I want in on that. They got guttural vocals. They talk about 5 nails to the neck. Like, I'm like, that's what I want to know about. You're gonna tell me that's censored? I want the uncensored version. And right now, the Gabs and the Minds are the uncensored, whereas Facebook and Twitter are the parental advisory sticker on the corner.
And also,
Yeah.
12 years old.
Yep.
Mine is
Very
great.
big.
I love
You know,
mine.
I think it's funny because you could go back and look at like the hearing with Dee Snider and Frank Zappa, who everyone looks over Frank Zappa, but they called this shit in the fucking 80s. It's insane.
Did. I remember that. I go back to every now and then because you see he walks into that courtroom, which was an inspiration for a day when I went to a courtroom because he went in there in his jeans and his sleeveless,
Mhm.
and took that piece of paper out of his pocket like a bad kid taking out his homework, which was pretty much me in high school. And yet he goes in there for the kill with this great speech. And once again, they're trying to censor the music and all, because they had like the Filthy 15, that Judas Priest, Motley Crue, I think Iron Maiden were on there. They wanted to just get rid of all. They just damn it, Tupac! He distracted me with Witchfinder General. Don't do that, Tupac. I'm liking you too much. Man, Vigilante, you attract awesome people that I just want to talk to all day. So, anyways, the Filthy 13 or 15, like that speech threw all those politicians off guard. They just saw, oh, this is just some guy in a jean and the sleeveless. He's not going to have anything good to say. And when he said that speech, it took them off guard. And then the rest was simply history. And the worst that happened was some parental advisory. And some bands got the parental advisory, but if you were a band, as I mentioned earlier, like Cannibal Corpse, because some of their artwork was so brutal and extreme, some stores would not carry it, and so they had to do a censored cover and an uncensored cover. And I'm going to ask you on the panel, even if you're not into death metal, which is fine, I don't care. We all have our own opinions, but who's going to want the censored cover?
No one.
Yeah, no one.
No one. You're going to want the
Of a
uncensored
metal
cover.
song?
Like you're looking through the titles that say like Hammer Smash Face and Icon Blood, and you're gonna see that artwork for like an album like Tomb of the Mutilated or Vile, A Gallery of Suicide, and you had that Vincent Locke artwork. He's the guy who did the inking for Sandman, by the way, for all you comic heads, and he has done all of Cannibal stuff. So you got a legitimate comic artist doing it. So you're going to want a comic artist's legitimate work. Who's going to want that censored stuff, guy? This is like, so you can imagine like at the Best Buy rack when Best Buy used to sell CDs, they're probably collecting dust like freaking, they probably have like a whole like layer of dust. And before you know, everyone's just taking the uncensored copy. Like, no, come on. Who's going to want that censored copy? Can you imagine someone like, I want that censored copy, guys?
I'm going to have to set you straight there. It's Moon Unit. And she is the OG Valley Girl. Like, oh my god, for sure. That is Moon Unit.
Hey, quick question.
I actually have a Frank Zappa reference in my
Go
book.
ahead. Oh, cool. Hey,
Really? That's
good.
awesome.
I wish I
Somebody
had
named
mine.
Ship's Yellow Shark after his classical album.
Nice.
Hey, could you add a link to the private chat so I can put it in the real chat so we could promote the book?
Sure.
I just saw
Good
this
question.
after paragraph. By the way, hell. Go ahead with your question, and then I'll go on my terrible joke.
Yeah, I know this is a shot in the dark, but have any of you ever seen a movie called Footloose?
I know of
Footloose,
it. I haven't seen it.
Duh.
Dancing movies aren't really my thing.
Bacon.
Footloose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do the things in that movie not remind you of anything happening right now in the modern day?
Mhm.
We just talked about it.
Yeah,
Exactly.
It is a lot like,
Let's be
and
honest.
hopefully I'm Kevin Bacon to come into the town.
Yeah.
dance
This
girl
generation
band.
of dickbags are just a bunch of revolved kids from the previous generation. I cannot imagine what the next generation of American teenagers are going to be like.
Well, you know what's
They are
funny?
right
The next
now.
generation,
I can see a lot of pride, though.
they're going to be absolutely the opposite. See, they have all these woke, crazy ass parents who like all like they have a bunch of woke, crazy parents, and so as a result, they're going to be like completely
Everyone,
conservative
though.
and the
That's
opposite.
the thing. I don't buy that at all. I don't. I think that is a lie people tell because they want to create division. They want to create a division between generations, and they want to create division between different interests. Because my parents are my mom is totally punk rock X gen, and my dad is like Hyde from that '70s show.
Yeah, but like you're not the
So
generation I'm
then,
talking about. I'm talking about younger than Fenrir. Like, because Fenrir's 18, he's the youngest
okay,
person.
but I'm talking about generational ebbs and flows, and I'm just not buying it. That's all I'm saying.
Those things are pretty stupid. Not
I
much
think-
realistic, though, too.
Well,
I just
authority
gave you an
figures are
example of
always
it not being
pushed back
true.
against, so I get the feeling we'll see that happen.
Well, the reason I say it's not just the general what I'm talking about, like that's kind of an anecdotal thing, right? It's a theory, but like they do show that this generation is more conservative than the last generation.
They've been
Like,
saying
Oh,
that
yeah.
for 10 years.
Exactly.
Well,
And they're
there's
scared of
been the
that.
whole
They're scared
PC
of
state
that.
in the
let's
90s.
stop acting like conservatives didn't lose. Like this says, 80 million people were hot for Biden, or was Kamala? 80 million people may have fucked Kamala, but no 80 million people were not hot for Kamala. We know what happened. We know this is fake. We know this is farcical. That's why they're doing all this dumb censorship shit. So it's not like conservatism is losing technically. It's losing because of fuckery. You know what I mean? It's not losing in a clean way.
They're losing because of fuckery and because a lot of them, I mean, once again, whether you like the party or not, they just kind of sit there. They kind of sit there and they watch things happen and they're kind of like, oh no, please don't do that. Don't, please don't do that.
It's
And
not
then they
even
do it.
that. It's that they know how to snatch losses from the hands of victory. That's what they have been doing for 30 years. And I mean, if you really want to go down the political science rabbit hole, you could say it's because Goldwater wasn't embraced and because Reagan didn't pick Kemp. Like that, had those things happened, then we'd be in a completely different world. But they went with progressives, and it doesn't matter what you want to call them. Those are like Bush Senior was a progressive, Junior is a progressive, and that's cut and dry, and that's the problem. And how you get away from that is been difficult for conservatives to understand because they don't want to embrace culture on any level, no matter how many competent, unique voices are out there.
They don't embrace culture, but they got guns, which guns are cool, and they got country music, which is a whole other subject, depending on who you ask.
There's a lot of people out there who've done a lot of things, but they don't get any credit for the creative things they've done. Kurt Schlichter is a great example. He's a veteran, but he's also an author and a comedian, and he's done all these other.
Let's be honest. The people with talent, true talent, are always ignored because they don't have the right
way
thing
of
for
thought.
them.
Yeah, the right way of thought.
So I was going to say, so as not to paint all conservatives with like a broad brush, people's life experience very much dictates how they're able to deal and interface with other cultures and stuff. And individuals who find a particular culture fascinating or worthy of including more in their lives and learning more about it and stuff, then that happens. But like in King of the Hill, there's that one episode where they're like, Hank's dad was in the Vietnam War. Oh, he's gonna hate you. He says, "I'm not Vietnamese." They're like, "Oh yeah, it don't matter to him." And then his dad shows up, and they're like, "He's Vietnamese," and they all run off. And he looks him up and down. He says, "No, he's not. He's Laotian," and walks away. That he's left like.
I always like Hank's dad. What was his name again? Wait, no, it was something. What's his name?
I don't remember his name. He's hilarious. I love that character.
Yeah,
He also did
Laotian. But yeah, he had life experience that he was, he interpreted it different than the rest of them did. So
that assumption of assuming that you know what someone was like, and then I mean, conservative, and I kind of talked about this on one stream. I can't remember which one. It may have even been the one I was on with Culture, but like the idea of what right or left or conservative and liberal are, they're not like at all linear. You know what I mean? Or like at all black and white. There is no black and white because like me considering myself a conservative still feels like odd, even though like my belief system hasn't really changed much in the past 10 or 15 years. But what that belief system meant has shifted. You know what I mean? To where I feel like I've stayed the same. I think Tim Pool said something similar. I didn't really change, but I'm probably like a libertarian, classical liberal. I don't really know what the hell I am. I don't really like defining myself in those terms. I just feel like I don't want a bunch of crazy wokeness. I don't want the government involved with everything, and I don't want people dictating what the hell we can and cannot do based upon arbitrary things like censorship. And that makes me conservative, I guess, based upon this modern definition.
Perfect movie to piss off a woke person.
Please.
Blazing Saddles.
Ooh, I love
Team
Blazing
America.
Saddles.
Get that
Oh
movie.
yeah, I love Team America.
Dude, I watched that movie last month.
Dude, I laughed so hard in the theater, I almost couldn't breathe.
That when you know it's good. If you're having trouble breathing and laughing, that's a good sign. You want to. Like, I'm not saying to anyone in the chat or if someone out there is watching in the YouTube overlords that breathing is bad. It's just sometimes some things take priorities.
I don't care if they call me racist. That movie was amazing.
Oh my God.
It was. I was so excited in the first scene where they're all Farajaka, Farajaka, Farajaka. I was like, oh, they distilled the whole language down to one little word or phrase. That's awesome. Right. And then when they got to the what's it called, Panama, and I saw the Latinos walking around, I was like, oh yes, what's our word? What's the Spanish word gonna be?
I remember that scene.
All right, I gotta watch this movie again. I'm sure my girlfriend's not gonna complain because she got that movie as a Christmas gift recently.
That whole movie was literally Gary just saying "Durka, Durka, Durka" loud over and over.
Durka. I don't know if we can say the other ones, but I'm being careful. yeah. But yeah. Oh, Durka, Durka.
Durka.
I was just talking some people explained a whole lot of crazy shit.
God.
Just those words. I mean, I'm sorry, but Trey Parkerman and Matt Stone, they were fucking geniuses. They are fucking geniuses.
They are.
They
really are.
Straight up.
They consistently put out
performances. Because we were talking about South Park, they have, I mean, yes, they do deal with some corporate interference, but they have the least amount of corporate interference as any creators that exist. And what interference they have,
they fight tooth and nail on.
They do not bend for their principles for shit. Whatever they're gonna do, they're gonna do rather. And that they have they've insulated themselves in ways that other creators don't, because other creators want to be they want to be in the cool kids. They want to be with the cool kids. So whatever is cool, so now it's cool to be woke. They just ride with it, and that's what makes them. That's why they're still going good after 20 years, and the Simpsons have like tanked.
Almost 30, 25.
The Simpsons have been shit since season 9. Prove me wrong. They have been shit since season 9.
There's been.
I'm maybe go with 10, but yeah.
What's the Hulk episode with Stan Lee? That's a funny episode. Not that it makes the season great, but there are some few good ones in the rough. Once again, diamonds in the rough. The one with where Homer discovers the Rib Witch, which is like the McDonald's equivalent of the McRib. There is some good ones, but I'd say probably up to, and that's a handful. I'm talking about probably 10 through 14.
Season 11 started.
What's up? Say that again.
it all started going to shit the second season 11 started.
Agreed. There were, once again, some good episodes, but overall not good seasons. But when it went to complete like hot fire garbage, yeah, probably 14 or 15.
Well, The Simpsons used to have this comedic, this form of comedy that was unique. They didn't want to be like everyone else, but now they just want to be everything.
Yep.
Every meme, every comment, every piece of shit. I mean, remember the old times when they have the Treehouse of Horror? I mean, when they did it, they were doing elements of magic, sci-fi, and all kinds of crazy crap. But now it just doesn't feel the same because the creators back then could do anything they want full force. They had full soul on it. But now it's nothing. It has nothing.
It's funny you mentioned that comment about the whole they're trying to do everything, and that's the problem when we live in a day and age where everyone is so hyper focused and hyper emphasizing on trying to please everyone. This whole idea of we need to please everyone by making it inclusive. Everything does not need to be for everyone, and that is okay. I did a video on that like 2 weeks ago. Everything does not need to be for everyone. And surprisingly, I didn't get any hate for it. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like seriously, and Hollywood has had this idea where we got to appeal to every single person. And the thing is, when you try to please everyone, you take a giant risk at pleasing almost no one because it doesn't know what it wants to be. It really doesn't know what it wants to be. And that's The Simpsons doesn't know what it wants to be. It has an identity crisis and it shows.
Exactly. They've lost their way a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, have you heard about the recent bullshit they did about changing every single one of the actors to the right race of the character?
That bullshit.
Oh man, I fought tooth and nail on that.
For example, Carl, he's now voiced by a black guy. I mean, you can't see a lot of difference, but I can feel that there's something different, and that annoys me. I can feel there's something different in the voice, and that annoys me because I know it was replaced by someone for no reason, for a retarded reason.
Hold up. Let me see if I can press one of the buttons. I got this in my comic shop.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it's beautiful, right?
Yeah.
I found the button. I found the button.
Go ahead.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, I can hear. That's the voice actor, right?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. I miss it.
Well,
I saw this at my comic shop and I looked at Keith. I'm like, Keith, I don't know what this costs and I don't care because I'm going to own it. And the rest is history.
I get that, man. So, like, okay, part of the reason I got this hat, not just because I'm trying to shout out to Drew, who's a Supreme Heretic from Cleveland. Part of the reason I got this Indian hat is because I know because they're canceled it, they're going away. So that
Yep.
Exactly. Before they destroy it.
Be there.
Yeah, I need one too. I need one. I really need one before they get rid of it. And who knows, man? I'll buy two. One to actually wear, and the other to like eBay someday.
Yeah, I need to get to wear. But I need
I'm a Major League fan, man. Charlie Sheen, before he was by winning, I love that movie, man. Like Wild Thing. That movie aged so well. That's a Vigilante, me, you, and Foul Ball. We should talk about Major League. Oh my god! Like that's such a good movie. So good.
It does age well because, like, wasn't really into baseball when I very first saw it. Mm-hmm. But as I got like older, like Wild Thing is particular. Like, there's so many closers like a Wild Thing, that random guy who's completely insane, but you just want him to come out and close it. Like the Tigers literally had a Wild Thing. His name was Galarraga? He was our closer. He could throw 100 miles per hour, but he made throw a home run, and we never knew what the fuck was going to happen. It was like Wild Thing. It was like an epic close final inning every fucking time, win, lose, or draw. So I do love that movie. But yeah, that's a cool pickup, and unfortunately, it will be canceled. And it did have Hank Azaria's voice.
Yes, that most definitely had Hank Azaria's voice. Oh man. Oh,
hey, you also remember one thing about The Simpsons that I remember. Lisa was always a political character back in the old days, before season 11. She was political.
Oh,
She at
yeah.
least did it.
No contesting.
But nowadays, she is completely left-winging. She always used to have a moral division in herself. She was always in one side and the other, but she always remained neutral. Now she's only leftist, full on left.
Oh, dude, they
Yeah.
took her all the way with it. Now, like, once again, there's a fine line with being like about the environment and wanting better things for the world. It's, I guess, what people disagree on is the how to get there, you know, from point A to point B. But people still empathize with Lisa, even if they didn't agree with their ideas. Nowadays, Lisa's now as unlikable as Ray or Captain Marvel.
Ugh.
Yeah, I mean, there was even this episode where she created a crazy Equalia-like kingdom with a psychotic girl, and that was the only
Dude,
moment where we
gross.
realized she was just being her. They can only write female psychopaths nowadays. And I don't
Why
want to
is
insult the ladies on the chat, but they only write female psychopaths. Let's be honest.
Oh,
Well,
Because
this
they
is
don't
my
know
channel.
how-
There are more ladies on the panel than are on the chat. Unfortunately, I have 100% male audience. There's no women who watch this show. None.
Kate seems to be surviving as well, and the fact that she is, the fact that she has survived me, like with all this, like I'm like, she's probably like in her head, like I cannot be on the same panel as this guy again.
Well, no, 'cause I have a boyfriend very much like you, except he has no taste in music. I'm the one with the taste in music.
You're the one with the good taste because I saw your Peter Steele post. I'm like,
Yeah,
oh,
I
love
love
you
him
to
when I
death. Life is killing me. Carnivore, bro, bring it.
Yep.
And hey, that makes the two of us because my lady, she's not a Peter Steele guy, where I am.
How could she
so-
not? Has she like? Oh God.
I'm gonna be honest with
Hey,
you.
you know what?
I
Let
have
me
no
give
idea
Kate.
what
Let
the
me
hell
get
you're
back to you. Let me get
I'm not
back to
sure
you.
who
I'm gonna
Peter
try
Steele is
again
either,
with
Karen.
her. I'll try again, okay?
I
And
have
I'll
no
let you
idea
know how
what
it
the hell you
goes.
guys are talking about.
I'm just gonna
What are you
stop
talking
because yeah, obvious things not okay for you too.
What are you
Who
guys
is
talking
Peter
about?
Steele? Because you got
Okay, if you search it, make sure there's a safe on.
Yeah.
Because images might come up that are
Safe.
offensive.
She's not joking.
Peter Steele is some artist that I'm probably
He's-
not going to search. Apparently,
Yeah,
Based
no, I
in-
mean,
What are you
okay,
guys
just
talking
look up
about?
Typo Negative. It was
music.
90s goth metal, basically.
Okay,
He had a
okay, so
vampire.
listen
He had a
for a second.
vampiric voice. He had a very vampiric voice with
Excuse me.
seductive lyrics. Ladies loved him. He was also on Playgirl in the early to mid '90s, and before Typo
Excuse me for a
Negative.
second.
Go. All right. Sorry, Fenrir.
Excuse me for a second. I gotta ask one thing. What
Yeah.
the hell are you guys talking about? It's like you were speaking an alien language for me. I have no idea what you're trying to say or speak.
Well, she
Um,
mentioned how like her boyfriend's different from her, and I kind of like related. I related to that because she posted a thing on Typo Negative on her Mind page, and I'm like, oh, I get it. She knows Peter Steele too. Cool, she's one of us.
Yeah.
So immediately, like I was like, I gotta friend her off of that. Now that we're on the same panel.
It
Okay.
was that music you're talking about, the type of music you're talking about. I kind of want to know more about it, but I don't.
You
I
don't know
don't
where
know if
to
it's my
start?
Look up the album Bloody Kisses to start. It's a good album for if you're a normie and you're looking to look
Mhm.
up into that genre and you want to like explore. And if you like it, you can go to stuff like October Rust or Life is Killing Me. If you're like, okay, that's cool. And then if you like, okay, and then you become a Typo Negative fan, or do you become a Peter Steele fan, or are you both? Now, if you want to be both, you could say, oh, what did Peter Steele do before Typo Negative? Because before Typo Negative, Peter Steele was in a full-on thrash metal band, like a la like Anthrax, Testament,
gnarly.
Exodus. Like, oh, I love it. It's called Carnivore.
I know.
And I love it. He has this song called "Suck My Dick," and dude, it's catchy. It riffs hard. It makes you want to punch someone in the face and not
Yeah, like
apologize for it.
all their albums do. except for Male Supremacy, because it has like this really raunchy in your faceness, but then it gets to the actual ballad part and it's completely the opposite of the song title, and it's really playing off a thing that people don't want to understand anymore.
Yeah, and you're right, Kate. And there's this death metal band I dug that really did an awesome cover of Carnivore's "Suck My Dick." They were called Solstice. Rob Barrett from Cannibal Corpse was the singer of this band, even though he's a guitarist. And they had they were like a death metal band, but with more of like a thrash metal take on it.
Right.
And the cover is awesome. Okay, I'll send you the link on mine if you're curious to hear the Carnivore cover at least. I'm not saying, hey, look, listen to Solstice, but it's just like, hey, check out this cool Carnivore cover. It's basically all I'm leading with. Okay, I'll save the metal talk and that whole.
Yeah,
I don't want to hijack your channel, Vigilante. I feel awful now.
I hijack other people's channels all the time. That's why I did Wednesday. Shit. That's how I got more subs from Wes's video hijacking his channel than I do from most of my own videos.
Yeah, dude, I gained three subs from doing this one, and it's a beautiful thing, Jenny. Like more stuff
to everybody. I wish I was a mod.
The only forms of music I normally hear are classic, but I think the only rock song I ever heard was from Asia.
Okay.
Dark Side of the Moon, if I remember right.
Hey, Dark Side of the Moon is a good classic rock album. Now, here's the thing. Now, if you're looking at Pink Floyd, here's the thing. A lot of people don't know Pink Floyd. Like, yes, that album is more of a classic rock album, but when they started out, they were originally more of like a psychedelia rock band. Like, they had the singer called Sid Barrett. And Sid Barrett, like, that stuff is a lot more weirder, like really weirder. If you like weird or want to know about weird, look into that. Now, if you want to know about even more weirder than early Pink Floyd, look up Mr. Bungle. Mr. Bungle has this dude named Mike Patton who has an incredible voice, and he's in this band you may or may not heard of in the 90s called Faith No More. But except Mr. Bungle is like this bipolar project where 1 minute it can sound like Elvis and the other minute it can sound like the heaviest thing you've ever heard of.
Well,
that's Mr. Bungle in a nutshell.
That'd be a lot like the Cramps because they're like very Elvis influenced, but then they do a lot of drugs.
The Cramps, I can see that. The Cramps, Mr. Bungle. There's another band. Between the Buried and Me are a good band. Between the Buried and Me got their name from a Counting Crows lyric. But then they have moments where they could sound like Sepultura or Pantera. But then they could do a Queen cover of Bicycle Race and sound more like Queen than Queen can.
Wow.
I'm just saying. So, yeah.
I just realized.
I see Roof Korean mentioned that the Bungle, Squeeze Me, Mecco, and Anthropopare. Yeah, dude. Bungle, so killer.
I just realized one thing. I haven't seen realize yet. We've been at this for almost 2 hours and have yet to pass to the second chapter of this entire video. I mean, this is, I'm not going to lie, this has been fun, but we've been in this for almost 2 hours. Vigilante hasn't even done half of it.
I'm sorry, Vigilante.
I'm fine. Oh, no. It's fine.
You can hijack my panel on Tuesday if you want. I'm just letting you know. Hijack it away.
Because quite frankly, I'm cool if we don't even get into any more topics, because then I can save this and do a show, like whatever we didn't get in my own show, and just do like a podcast on it. So that's cool with me. If we just shoot the shit the rest of the show and just when we're tired or done.
Sorry about this. I know it's good for both sides, but sorry about burning your time. Flavors, you're gonna invite me one day to your chat. I'm gonna burn all your shit with a lot of comments.
I am a lazy, uncreative motherfucker. I am perfectly fine watching two other people talk on my stream. I am perfectly fine if I had nothing to do with it. I feel like I talk too much sometimes, so I'm cool with it. I feel like
dude, that's how I feel when I did my video for that terrible Gino's East frozen pizza. I'm like, man, I talk too much, but that's a problem when I look at videos of like Dave Portnoy reviewing pizza. I'm like, I need to be like that. And then I translate that into my pizza review. And then I'm like, man, who would want to listen to me? And then Lord Thotham messaged me and said, oh, dude, it was a good video. I'm like, there's no way you sat through all 10 minutes of that video to be entertained. I was just like, I thought I was crazy. But if people could last through a video of mine, I'm like, okay, maybe I'm not crazy.
No, you're great.
You're about reviewing pizza.
Yeah,
that is a thing.
Dude, it is a thing.
You ever heard Report of the Week?
What?
That must be
the Report of the Week. He's this guy who's really well dressed and he reviews fast food. He's been doing it for years.
That
must be the
That's awesome. I want to know that guy.
Man, he's the most awesome guy. How could you have never heard of him?
I can't believe I don't. I'm a Dave Portnoy's Barstool Sports type of guy. Like, I mean, come on. Like, I rave about pizza. I rave about McChickens. Like, I'm one of those guys. I'm pro gluten. I'm pro calcium. I'm pro sodium. I just made pros political with foods, but I'm not light, and I'm not. And I'm gonna double down. I love my saturated fats. Give me my GMOs. Like, I'm the type of guy like if any of you guys know the famous bowl of KFC, when I was 16, I ordered a bucket of the famous bowl. So if you can imagine a KFC bucket and then the famous bowl, they run them as 4 or 5 famous bowls. Like, you know that McDonald's Supersize Me guy? Guy's an amateur hour. I did 66 straight days of McDonald's, McChicken style, bro.
Bro, I'm basically supersized me every day in real life because of how much fast food I fucking eat.
Oh, Vigilante, the day you and I hang out, especially if you ever come to Chicago, I'm sorry in advance because, okay, but if you come with me to Chicago, it's going to be a whole other, we're going to sing ballads. And then after we sing ballads, we're going to go to all these great Chicago joints. And then you're going to be like in this like eternal food coma for like a week. And then you're like, I'm sorry guys, I had to retire temporarily from my channel because Nick just showed me all this amazing food. And
when friends and I went to Chicago, like,
yeah,
it was like 5.5 years ago now.
Yeah.
One of them, I think he had already had a drink or two, but he almost went into a gay bar. And he's like, what? They'll probably have good karaoke. He's like, no, let's just not do that. Not that. And he's like married with kids. Oh, and most of the people we're with are either not single or blatantly straight.
Oh, Chicago can do things to you. It does. It really does. Like it's like a Vegas. It can do things to you. Like I met these guys in Baltimore who were from Mexico City. And then I saw those guys in my hometown. I'm like, next thing you know, one of them's in a dinosaur outfit. I'm like, bro, hell yeah. For you know it. And you know Mexicans, they know good food. They know good food. You cannot deny that. And they told me, like, you guys kill it with the Chicago food. And they come from Mexico and they're admitting that. And that's saying a lot. For an authentic Mexico City Mexican to say Chicago food is absolutely killer, that speaks volumes. So I'm just saying, if any of you ever come to Chicago, I'd be glad to show you around.
Yeah,
I had a 2-hour layover in Chicago when I went to BookCon in 2019. That was my first time in New York as an adult. I guess I was there as a baby, but it was dope. I like New York, and yeah, I love the food, and so I believe that you guys. I think that whole region's probably got a lot of good food.
Oh, dude.
It does.
It does. Tuesday night, I ordered a pizza for me and my kids. And I'm like, okay, I got to get this pizza, but I'm really hungry. And I had 13 slices, and I felt amazing. And I'm like, okay, lucky number 13 slices. Get my kids to bed. I do the X-Files stream with Latino Slant. And then I watch WandaVision, sleep 1 hour, go to work, complete the shift. No big deal. I'm a can-do type of guy. So
you're making me hungry, and you're making me want pizza.
Oh, I should be making you want pizza. I should be. If I'm not doing that, there's something wrong with my job. Hey, you get on that phone, Kai, right now.
I think I have pizza in the fridge actually that I still need to eat.
Okay.
All right, you warm it up.
So speaking of pizza and food, I'm actually going to get into the report of the week, which I just cannot believe you guys hadn't heard as this ad plays. He's great. So hold on, let's get him on screen, and hopefully you guys will be able to hear the audio. This guy, he dresses well.
Everyone, this is running.
No one's seen him before.
No, is he trying to look like what's his name?
And everyone
He's trying to look like the 1930s.
That's the one he looks like.
The report of the week. He has like millions of subs. What do you have?
What? He has millions of subs?
2.2 million subs.
A pizza review.
Pizza reviews?
So as a
He
result,
reviews
I'm
all
with,
sorts of food. He
waiting
reviews
hours,
food,
and
and he's well dressed, and he's
I don't think
very
I've worn
in
this
depth
suit in a while.
on the
It's
food.
been, I don't know how long.
He
Okay,
takes
okay.
it. The joke is that he takes it seriously, but he's in on the joke.
Doesn't seem to
But he
That's
takes the
awesome. I'm gonna
reviews
sub to this guy.
Dang.
Yeah.
patterns like this.
and his
And,
the
do
style of
strange
dress.
things to the
He's
rest
like
of
one
me.
of the
I don't know. We're just gonna
flyest
go with
white
it. If
pimp
it looks
on earth.
strange, it's just
Any dude in a suit with good posture is going to look good. That's just science.
a regular pizza. It's not
That's why I don't
I
wear
know-
suits.
a
Fair.
job.
It's a lot. I mean, he's going through his stuff. He's just eating. It's just him eating pizza. There's no
Oh my
real.
god, Papa John's. He would
Papa
make me watch that. He's the type of guy who would actually make me want to watch a review, and I probably would actually like it because I hate that pizza with a boiling passion. Like, I hate that
You don't like
pizza
Papa
with a.
John's?
I don't either.
Oh, dude, Papa John's. I hate. Okay, does anyone here know about World of Warcraft?
No.
You're probably wonder how these two connect, World of Warcraft and pizza. Okay, in World of
Sure.
Warcraft, there's the Horde and there's the Alliance. They both hate each other with a boiling passion. Papa John's, I hate the way the Horde hates the Alliance or the Alliance hates the Horde. Well, I'm leaning with the moral of the story. And that pizza, it's like okay, I like eating paper, but I want actual pizza. I want emphasis on the sauce. I want the cheese to cheese out, man. And the thing is, like, I got a guy who I used to work with at a pizza joint. I worked at a local pizza joint, and interestingly enough, he came from a Papa John's. So like one day I watched him make pizza, and like he was new at the time. He said to me, he's like, Nick, you guys load up on the toppings. And I'm like, well, yeah, that's what we do. Is there something wrong? He said, well, there's nothing wrong. He's just said when he was at Papa John's being the head cook, that the amount of toppings that Papa John's put on as a standard sausage pizza versus the local joint I was at for their sausage standard, he says Papa John's puts on half the amount.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah, I believe that.
Fucking bullshit. I pay for toppings. You better give me it, or I will sue you.
Yeah, chain pizza is never going to be as good as local. I think, especially like if you're in the Midwest, like our pizza, like the pizza in Detroit, and even outside of Detroit, just like random cities in Michigan, is so much better than it is down south. I no disrespect to the Southerners. It's just you could just get local pizza so
But,
much
like,
better.
Do you know about Jets out there?
Yes, Jets is the shit.
Is it because my current manager, one of my managers, he's from Detroit. He said Jets is good.
It is. I was so addicted to Jets pizza that when I called Jets, and this is why obesity and eating disorders are not good, kids. When I called Jets back in Michigan, they knew my order and what I wanted before I even spoke. As soon as I picked up the phone, he would tell me the total. I picked up the phone. I called him. He said it's going to be the total for what I want. It'll be ready in 10 minutes. It got that bad.
About you guys, just realize something. If I passed 24 hours with any of you two, I'd probably die of a heart attack for eating too much.
Okay,
Yes.
well, have you seen The Matrix Reloaded? You're probably thinking, what does this have to do with it? I will make it make sense again.
Cool.
Like everything else. Oh, wait, you're saying if you spend 24 hours with me, you probably die. There's this line Morpheus said, who's just like, isn't this worth fighting for? Isn't this worth dying for? Some things are worth fighting and dying for. If you went out eating food, that's far better than being miserable in a hospital bed, rotting away. I want my obituary to say some awesome shit. Like this guy was trying to slam a giant pizza with bacon on it. I want my obituary to be kick ass. I want my obituary to be awesome. I don't want some boring crap about being in a hospital bed, rotting away, and people like trying to mourn me. That's dumb. It's boring, and my funeral will be a waste of time. I want a party. I want people to eat pizza at my funeral party.
Yes, it is worth it.
See, there you go.
Yeah.
Yes.
Man, Jets pizza is
Okay, I'm
something.
just gonna say one thing. We've been at this for 2 hours and 3 minutes. Can we just jump to the Star Wars crap? Because I gotta go to sleep soon. I need my 8 hours. I'm gonna end up being a jackass.
Oh Jesus, Star Wars crap.
All right, before you
let me-
do,
Hey, young Padawan.
Yeah, go ahead.
before you do, I hate saying this, but I do officially have to bow out.
No
I
problem.
literally just got texted from my missus, and she's had a long work day, and I promised I'd give her time between her and I. So I'm a guy who lives up to my promises. Once again, can-do type of guy. But thank you, Vigilante, for having me on this panel. Kate, Kai, Fenrir, a pleasure to officially meet you all. I hope to talk to all of you soon. It seems like I have a little bit in common with you, all of you, to some degree, so that's great. So yeah, check out my channel, 32 Flavors of Nick Weiser. I simply put, I talk about whatever I feel like at the moment. I will actually be doing a sequel, and it'll be a sequel that'll be good to Everything Doesn't Need to Be for Everyone. Once again, the chat has been killing it. You guys are all like, you guys are on fire. You're like, even though it's like a handful of people, you guys are like, and that's awesome. Don't stop being awesome. When I leave this room, stay awesome for the remaining panelists. I want you to stay awesome for them. I want you to be Andrew WK Party Hard awesome. So do it for them. Don't do it for me. Just pretend I don't exist anymore. Make me irrelevant if you have to. Make it awesome for them. It'll be the greatest panel of all time. Okay. Anyways, what?
I know I'm being annoying. One thing. Let's one day make a chat, just the two of us, talking about comic books. We'll probably pass about 4 hours talking to each other.
Fine.
But hey, that might be fun.
It'll be the best. I was about to do an Orange Man, but I'm just going to skip that. We'll save it for another day. No, we're going to do that. It's going to be fantastic. Okay, I lied. And it's going to be amazing. And we're going to talk about it, and people are going to hear it. And even if there's only 2 people watching, we're going to do it like there's 100 people. And if anyone wants to come in and just hear us, that's great. No. Anyways, thank you all. Have a good evening. I will talk to you all soon until we all meet again.
Peace, dude.
Bye,
Peace, man.
guys.
Real quick, let me get, even though he just left, I finally got to the link of his channel. Please give Flavor Flav 3 subs. Post. It says Nick Weiser's link. 32 Flavors of Nick Weiser. He talks about whatever. He just did a WandaVision review, and I need to actually watch WandaVision because I want to start doing reviews on that.
It's pretty
I don't think I'm going to like it. It looks. I know everyone says I've heard it's boring, but I've heard some people say it was good. Let me get to some of the, because I will get into I'll probably finish on the Star Wars because we've already gone 2 hours. So let me get to some of these chat, because the chat has been so on fire, and I love you guys. I've missed so many great comments. But the Papa John's hate, man. I mean, Papa John's is not great, but I think of trash pizza Papa John's as good. Like, if you're going to get pizza that's cheap and not that good, you can do worse than Papa John's.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not like you could do, because I hate Domino's. Like, I would take Papa John's over Domino's any day. Let's see. Mommy, when I take one of Larry OG's to the 2 jars. So yeah, we're not gonna. This is not the Get Indicted hotline. It's not legal everywhere, Tupac. I know that you're still smoking and drinking. Alizé and Cristal may blow your mind, but this is not the place. This is not the place. Oh, but no, there was one thing I wanted to I really wanted to see. We were talking about pizza, and it was about a former president's pizza habits, and I cannot fucking find the comment because I probably lost it. So it probably would have got me censored anyway, so I will let it go.
Speak his name.
Let's see. Yeah. It's Barry. He liked pizza, and he had thousands of dollars in pizza. At least according to it's pizza, just the food like Papa John's, like the pizza and hot dogs. Unless you read, and never mind, I'm not going to get myself knocked down. Anyways, enough of that. Let's get to this, and it will actually end on this because we've gone already 2 hours. So this is one of the cover stories. China, as Nick would say with his Trump voice, is involved with Disney. We know this because Mulan was actually shot near an internment camp, and that involvement is still going on. Shout out to Ichibaka at Disney Star Wars is dumb. But they have joined forces with the Baizus of Lucasfilm. They joined forces with I think Tencent is involved, and with China for their own Star Wars book. If you remember, they took Finn off of the they're going to do it. Oh, I mean, let's go to the original story
of the Star Wars galaxy where there's only Chinese people, which is weird. Speaking about a traveling society.
Yeah, first, remember John Boyega got removed from the poster, and now yes,
like a whole planet full of Asians.
Yep. Everybody is going to be Asian. Everybody is going to be China. They're going to be talking about how great China is. This is basically CCP propaganda using Star Wars, which considering
making comments about Earth and the actual China like they were things of the past, I'm going to be pretty pissed.
They will. That's their thing.
Yeah. So I know you had a hot take, really not necessarily about this Finra, but it was about everything else going on with them. But just in short, with everything going on with China.
It was mainly about one of their artists. What's her name? Her last name is Ireland, I think.
Justina Ireland. Holy shit, that woman's out of her fucking
terrible.
I don't even know how the fuck I got blocked by her, but I did. Like,
yeah, she blocks everyone, which is funny. I actually once made a Twitter account just to get in contact with her. Apparently, I was a white supremacist, despite the fact that I'm a black African man.
She's half white. She's fucking half white.
I never knew I was a white supremacist. I mean, all my life I've always been pretty black. Huh.
She's the white person in the conversation. You're actually the African. That's crazy.
Yeah, you figure out new things every day.
And she doesn't think that the Civil War was about slavery either.
What does she think it's about?
Rights. She's like, did you know it's about states' rights?
That's a man. Listen.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say, can you find her old comments?
Man, I don't want to, because we covered that last week or the week before.
It's just this one about how white creators always only make white characters, and how when white creators make black characters, it's bullshit. Can you just find those two? I just need to make a point.
Dude, I'll try, but she has so much shit talking about white men. I promise you, God.
Yeah,
in her room, she has like the KKK is the devil written in shit. She is out of her.
I'm blocked also. So yeah, everyone who follows somebody all got blocked.
Yeah, could you vent for me while I deep dig for these specific? I mean,
yeah,
I can't get on Twitter.
It's about those comments specifically. She says that only people of specific color always go out of the. But I'm going to be honest. I am black, and I'm going to be honest. Most of the characters I create for my shows are mostly white, not because of any racial choice. It's just I literally close my eyes and I imagine the characters. I speak their name, close my eyes, and I visualize them as they are. It has nothing to do with race. Most of the characters I make are white, just because of that. Because that's how I visualize them. It has nothing to do with race. It has to do with imagination, with knowing how to create a good character the way that you think is right for the character. She honestly has no creativity of actual inspirational thought. She is not an actual creator in any way. A creator does not speak the bullshit she speaks. She just wants crazy attention because she's a bitch. Forgive my language.
No, she's more than a bitch. This woman has mental issues. There's not a single doubt in my mind she's mentally disturbed. Straight up.
Is she
she faced childhood trauma and she's not right. And there's like I said, her mom is Caucasian. She is half Caucasian herself. She is obsessed with race.
I wonder what did her mother do to her? Did she used to beat her up with a belt all the time or something?
I'm wondering too. I don't know. Maybe her mom. I hope it wasn't in still disrespect to anyone in interracial relationships. Many relationships I've been in with as many different races, but like I've always been afraid of like someone who because there are people who are like races but ethno fetishes, and I don't know if that's what the case was, where her mom was actually racist even though she had a black kid, and maybe that fucked her up, or if she just I don't know, she's fucked up. This woman has some issues.
She could just
like,
come from a wealthy
What
family
if
and doesn't understand reality because of that.
What if she wants to be white?
I think that is that. I think that's absolutely
that
it.
makes sense. And I'm gonna be honest. If you see her walking on the street, you would think she's basically white or Hispanic or just has a tan. Because let's be honest, she does not look black. I know mixed race kids who look brown, more brown or darker than her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think she might be ashamed.
Okay.
That's why she has so much vitriol against white people, because she can never be that. And like, so them just being white is like flaunting it in her face, you know? So yeah,
absolutely.
like mental issues.
Yeah.
She is fucking crazy. She has no she's not a real creator. I'm sorry. She is inspiring stupidity and bullshit. Because when you make a character, you do not think about I mean, you can self-insert yourself in some characters from time to time, but when you make a character, his race doesn't matter. You just close your eyes, call his name, think of his personality, and just start building the character with your imagination. That is the concept of a creator. Use your fucking imagination, because that has no limits. I don't think she uses it all the time. I think all she thinks about when she creates is black woman, piss off men, hit someone in the balls, be a bitch all the time, piss off men. Comes in her head.
I love that be a bitch all the time is on the list.
Yeah. By the way, Favorite, is this the tweet you were looking for where she says, "I'm tired of all the lip service woke white publishing folks say one thing and cash in by taking extra space at the table, like writing black main characters when they got no business?" Or is there more crazy shit? Because like I said,
that is just a small part of it, but it's pretty much just half. But yeah, that's pretty much it. She speaks a lot of crazy, stupid shit. It's pretty hard to keep up.
This is why did you make your character a white man's, like you're pushing some agenda? She has stuff like that.
There you go. It has nothing to do with the person's race. Just make a good character with your imagination. That was the concept of it. It was also what it used to be about being an actor. You played a character. You didn't have to actually be gay to play a gay guy. You just had to fake it, because faking is what actors do.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you gotta change the race of your character to make it work. Even like I did that twice with the pilot of that ship, and with the captain of a spaceport. Like I made the captain Asian, and then I made the pilot Addie black, and they were that I switched. But it made the characters work better once I put them in, you know, reallocated them. But sometimes you gotta do that. You can't think about, you can't be attached to the race of the character.
Yeah, but let's be honest, I don't like race swappings. I hate what they do, especially to gingers. I'm gonna be honest, they destroyed Cyclone for me. She was my favorite ginger character, literally one of my few comic book crushes. I'm not gonna lie. I had a few. Cyclone was in the tops. I don't know what they have against gingers. Seriously.
I can tell you.
Yeah, dude, they're always
ginger. I can tell you.
Yeah, as our resident ginger, what is the issue? I've heard Jane Theory has a theory about the anagram of ginger. That was her theory.
Know. I'm pretty sure that's just an old joke.
Yeah. But
I mean, it's a funny joke. I'm not going to lie.
There's something to it. But go ahead. What's your theory?
Well, natural.
Why are we
and I put
an
emphasis on natural because there are plenty of people who go around with fake hair or even like golden brown hair and want to say that they look like me. They've said this to my face in person. They are crazy motherfuckers. And it's always women. But the reality is natural gingers are only about 2% of the whole entire human population. So that is way too close to an individual. And all these psychopath, wokey nut jobs are not about individuality. They want a collective gooba gaba. So they can't embrace a unique trait that is way too close to the only true minority, which is the individual.
Exactly.
I think I'm not knocking Jane theory. I think she's probably. I would hope she said that more tongue in cheek, saying, "Well, it is like this, and you might
I
as well."
think part of it was a joke. It was just in the chat. It was me in the chat, and I asked. I had a theory. She said it's an anagram. Think about it. I'm like,
right, but that's a joke. I always thought that was a joke. Anyway,
Yeah, it was there.
But man, I think it's more to it than a joke. I think because they keep doing the race swap. That's the thing that made me.
And they always swap the ginger for a black person.
Right.
I don't know why.
Ginger is not black people. Like, you have to keep in mind that the 2% of the world versus, like, I don't know, 30+% of the world. That's a huge difference. And the thing is that the skin color you have, the eye color you have, does not dictate the hair color you will have. I technically, myself, because of my physical features, are less than 1% of the world because I have brown eyes. I have amber eyes, which is a shade of brown. So I'm a freak in a freak in a freak.
Well, that's the thing is, gingers are a white minority, and it's a
hair minority. That's what it is. It's a hair minority, and it's not necessary. You don't necessarily have to have fair skin. There are black people who have orange hair.
Yeah, there are black.
It's rare, but it's still 2% of the world. So you're less than 2% of that.
I guess so.
Yeah, it happens though.
It's like blondes are also almost never have brown eyes. Also.
Just what up to sorry to cut you off, but what up to Aaron K, the wrench king, who is not really a wrench here. He does have a wrench, but it's just a cushy job. He's there as a status symbol. He's not there to act.
But let me just say, the Black Adam movie that's coming, I'm gonna watch it with a lot of hate because they've race swapped a lot of characters that I like. Hawkman and Cyclone, and what they're gonna do to Cyclone's grandmother pisses me off even much more. They're ruining characters I loved, and I am pissed. Especially, I mean, Starfire, Cyclone. I'm bet $50 Batgirl is next.
Isn't Starfire technically orange though, and an alien?
Yeah, she's an orange alien, which I don't even know how they can do the orange thing right. I mean, I know
there are no, really. Okay, there are people who have a very gold medium undertone.
Just had an orange president.
But his is fake. Exactly. There are people who are like that naturally.
I love it as he leaves office, he's like, all right, time to go home. And he just like flies away.
Seriously, there's a person online, I think it's YouTube. She, with $50, made an entire suit based on Starfire, and that suit was 100% accurate. Hair, skin, suit, it was perfect. It just shows normal people that actually love the characters make better interpretations of the characters than the companies.
Yeah, they do, and that there's a lot of things you can go where, like, why don't you guys just go with the cosplayers because they have a better costume than you guys can make?
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Exactly. Look, I'm not gonna lie. I've always been attracted to gingers. They're destroying the gingers for me in movies and cartoons. I'm pissed.
They're trying to erase them.
Sticking up.
MJ Spider-Man is not Mary Jane, but let's be honest. They're just looking for the right moment to say she's Mary Jane.
I know.
Yeah.
They would have had they not been called out, and they. I was done. I think the second reboot. Probably the second reboot of Spider-Man. I'm like, nope, done. I'm done with superhero movies. Fuck all of you.
Yeah, the one with Garfield.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah. I don't even know. Like,
this is a very good Peter Parker.
It was,
I want to get into the chat, but I wanted to. I've already lost my point. Let's get into the chat. Yeah, I had a point, and it just dropped out of my head. So the chat had a few jokes that I thought, what if we first off, the black ginger, Dennis Rodman, who was not natural ginger.
It's not natural.
Not a natural ginger. They're talking about race swaps. Race swaps, George Young and Diego make blow. So, race swap is blow. No, they can't fuck with Boston George. Look like me, not important. In Trolls, men give birth.
You know where else men give birth?
Where
Yeah.
else?
In the movie with Danny DeVito and Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh, twins.
Is it
Baby?
It's a different one.
Yeah, I don't remember that movie. I remember a scene where Arnold Schwarzenegger was talking about going out.
Oh man.
Let me see. Not twins. What's the other one? Arnold Schwarzenegger, pregnant. I'm just gonna look that up. Junior. That's the name.
Junior.
Junior.
Yeah. You're right. It wasn't twins. That was the other one. So now we're in.
It's called Junior.
Junior.
Wig.
So, what do I feel about CBS using Breonna Taylor's story to lionize her and change the narrative from Batwoman? I think the Batwoman is a mess, and I cannot wait to review it and hopefully grow my channel.
I mean, that was another redhead that was hot. Kate Kane was a lesbian not in the beginning, but she was still hot for me. She was still hot. Now I can't even look at the character right. I'm sorry.
I don't know. I don't
And
remember.
I mean,
Kate Kane.
it's
lazy.
Javicia Leslie is at least cuter than the girl that they had play Kate Kane.
She's cuter than Ruby Rose, but let's be honest. If we're talking secret identity wise, oh my god, this show is fucking stupid and everything. I mean, when it comes to
there's no black people in Gotham in this show. There's no black people in Gotham, and then the one black person shows up, and then there's a black Batwoman, but nobody can guess. That makes no sense.
There really aren't black actors in the show.
So,
who do you think it is? Maybe it's the one black person in the whole city. Oh yeah, let's go arrest her.
Oh, and remember my point.
About the gay girl that started an entire amount of technological disasters just because she never saw gay people on TV.
So they never watched soap operas where they were for the past 50 years?
Exactly.
Yeah, pretty much. It's just stupid all around. And then Batwoman reveals her identity as a gay person to the world, making the chances of finding who she is much more possible.
And somebody mentioned Batgirl, may have been you, Fenver. Think about this. In the new Patterson movies, she is race swap because Jim Gordon is black.
No. Vigilante, do not speak me about that. Do not. I don't want to think that possibility. I know they race Gordon, but I'm not.
Like a redheaded wife, and he just had like a redheaded kid because he's light skinned. So I'm like, oh, maybe he's just a little redheaded little daughter, because I don't want Barbara.
This is just a theory.
Ginger.
They could go for adoption.
Barbara Gordon has to be a ginger. That would piss me off.
Angry, and I'm sorry, but I don't think the Patterson movies are gonna make it past one.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah.
No, I don't even know if they will make it to one. I'm almost hoping they don't. Like I think they got it already filmed though. I think that's too late.
I love that Batmobile though. That looks dope. That Batmobile looks dope. They're too far into production to stop now though.
It has cool elements, but they should have just not made it Batman. It's like the director wanted to remake The Crow, but that's never going to happen. For many reasons, it's never going to happen.
Yeah, it was actually based on one of the comic books, the Batmobile. I don't remember which one, but I did see it in the comic. Damn it! I'm pretty sure Flavors would have got it. Damn it! He's fucking. Just saying, I really don't think Patterson's gonna make it. I don't want to insult the guy without seeing his work, but to me, he's always gonna be that weird, fucking glowing vampire.
And he's not helping his image by not taking this seriously and being like, no, I don't want to work. I'm not working out, and yada yada yada.
Played the role of Batman, worked out insanely, and got ripped in months. He's not even trying.
Ben Affleck was dope. Ben Affleck is the Batman we've always wanted.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I've never liked Ben Affleck, like in general, just not for me. I didn't think it was possible for him to be attractive.
You didn't think
I didn't think it was possible for him to be attractive. he was robbed of a goth phase in the 90s because Kevin Smith made it lame for him, because Kevin Smith is lame. That's right, I said it. I don't care.
You mean what?
Kevin Smith
No, but he made what lame for him?
goth aesthetics.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's what Batman is.
Yeah. I thought he, you know what I'll say, and it'll actually be kind of the opposite problem with Ben Affleck as Batman. It definitely could have worked. I'm actually the one thing out of the Snyder Cut I'm interested in is potentially getting a Ben Affleck miniseries on HBO Max.
Yeah.
And I think if he was given better material, it could work. And I also think that the Batman movie with Pattinson looks like it is good material, but it has the wrong guy casted. And so it's almost like the opposite issue where Ben Affleck would have worked with the right material, but he didn't get it. And now you have the kind of the right universe set up with this 7 element, like you said, 7 or the Crow and all these different influences. But then you have this like lame duck, skinny motherfucker who doesn't even want to act.
Like,
They
should have just gone with someone who was like under the radar.
That would have helped.
Let's not forget Ripped.
Yeah.
Yes.
That would have made it easier.
Gotta be ripped and jacked.
I mean, there's this YouTube channel called Bat in the Sun. They do these crazy videos about death battles live action with comic book characters and Batman too. They've done perfect depictions of Batman. Literally, just a bunch of guys getting together, making crazy fight scenes about comic book and movie characters, and they do them perfectly.
That's cool.
Every single one.
Why don't
Just
they
to show
have jobs?
YouTubers are fucking better than Hollywood now, and that is sad.
Yeah.
YouTubers are making more money in Hollywood right now as a collective.
Oh, yeah.
YouTube is definitely outdoing Hollywood by like a lot.
Yeah, that's true.
Kai, you had a point, and I feel like kind of got cut off. What were you about to say?
I just realized one thing about your hairstyle. You look like Mr. T now.
Oh yeah. I've described myself as Mexican Mr. T when people are like, describe yourself in 3 words.
There you go.
Yeah, so instead of chains, what do you get?
What?
Instead of
So instead of
chains.
golden chains, what do you use?
Oh, I got a big golden chain over here somewhere. I used it for Halloween. I was Frankie from One Piece, and he's got a big gold chain. So,
Man, this is good.
I actually, this all started because I wanted to be Zangief for Halloween one year,
Cool.
and so I trimmed it up, and I was like, oh my god, it's who I've always meant to be. Like, here I am. So,
Like, who's that sexy motherfucker?
I don't remember if I was going to say something, though, related to the topic. I don't even remember what the topic was. What were you talking about?
Batman.
We talking about Pattinson, Batman, and
Yeah,
Affleck.
Casting of Pattinson, it doesn't make any sense. He doesn't have like the record of making the kinds of movies that you could be Batman, you know? Like, actors earn their roles. You see them in like Neil Patrick Harris. And after he was in Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle, that's what got him the role of Barney in How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah.
They saw that and they were like, oh yeah, perfect. Yeah, he could do it. And so that's good casting. So Pattinson just doesn't make any sense. The director, if his decision is kick him in the balls, then he deserves it. Because that was a terrible idea.
That casting, I thought everybody, I was one of the guys that wanted it to work. Everyone keeps bringing up the Heath Ledger. We need to remember Jared Leto, where everyone thought it wouldn't work, and it didn't work. You know, sometimes your first mind is for a reason. As Eric K., Wrench King of wrenches, says Pattinson Batman should not look unwashed and like he did meth for the last year. And yeah.
The thing you said about Jared Leto and Heath Ledger, the difference though is that people were like, Heath Ledger, what? Boo, boo, and then they played that one little audio clip with like the logo shattering and where he laughs and everyone goes, never mind, looking good.
True.
I remember that.
With the other guy,
Leto.
he saw the first screen test and went, that wasn't even funny. That wasn't intimidating. It was just,
It's more like
What?
it's like they're wanting to pull from Batman Beyond and have him be the Jokers, like the gang leader of the gang, the Jokers, instead of the character, which would have been cool, a unique direction.
They don't want to make him into the clown prince of chaos. They just want to make him into this big piece of gold, I guess. But
Man, I have a hot take despite my avatar. Stop using the Joker as Batman's villain. He has like trillions of villains, all great.
Villains.
There are other villains out there.
Best villain was either Ra's al Ghul, Riddler, sometimes also Bane.
Mm-hmm.
But
I don't know Ra's al Ghul was actually
this kind of thing of the moment. Oh, also the Court of Owls. They were great villains for Batman.
agreed. Which I would like to see them in a movie as well. Which I don't know if they'll do because the fucking Hollywood is the real Court of Owls. So how the hell are they going to do a movie on themselves? That brings up a point. Twilight Dude needs to get on the anabolic chicken. I literally think that's what they were. Doomcock had a report saying come back in a month. I think they were saying hop on the anabolic chicken because there's no way in a month naturally somebody like that is going to get big enough for them to fit a suit. So I think they said, bro, if you don't get on this anabolic chicken, we're kicking you the fuck off. What's that noise?
Yeah, what is that? Yeah, we hear that.
That is me whistling to how much I do not really give a shit about Batman now. I mean, I'm depressed about all this talk about Batflick, and I'm just so tired about all this. I'm tired. He's not gonna make it. I'm trying to have hopes, but I just don't see it. I'm sorry, I just don't see it. Maybe it's the huge nerd inside of me, but I just don't see it.
It's not going to work. I honestly, passing the sheet, skip the makeup, let them all have an all-night binge and ready to shoot. Honestly, this whole DC thing, unless the Snyder Cut is gangbusters, they have to stop, wait 5 years, and restart. And I know they're not going to do that, but they have to like scorch earth. Mm-hmm. It would be nice for them to just go ahead and go with Henry Cavill and just make a good Superman movie, but I don't think they're capable of it. I don't think they're capable of doing anything that we want.
No, they don't know how to do Superman. They just know how to do Batman, and it's a shitty Batman. Look, Superman is hope for DC Comics. Batman is somehow, determination. Wonder Woman, she's I don't remember what Wonder Woman was, but I think it's stick ties. But the rest from that is how DC Comics goes.
Wonder Woman is bondage.
Oh yes, she
did.
That's the inspiration.
I like how they didn't use the year delay to fix. Yeah, they did not use the delayed year to fix Wonder Woman 84 at all. They didn't use a year. They had a year extra. Didn't edit it at all.
Didn't they?
Again, ladies and gentlemen.
What's her Cheetah? Slightly.
Christian Wiig.
Garbage.
Ladies and gentlemen, again, rape is okay if it's a woman, a stronger woman against a weaker unknown man.
That's not going to remember it. He's not going to remember
it. So if you drug him, if you go Cardi B, you can drug your victim and it's A-okay.
I forgot about that. What a ratchet ass woman.
That piece of shit. And
look, Cardi B is not a person little girls should look up to.
No.
She is teaching the future mothers of the kids who are going to pay our Social Security. To be whores.
She sees to be whores.
Teaching them to
it's not about that.
Professional baby mamas.
Drugging dudes to have
drugging and robbing dudes.
Drugging and robbing dudes. That's right. I forgot about the robbing thing.
Yeah, I don't know anything about her, and I'd like to keep it that way.
Yeah, I've never heard any of her music outside of Ben Shapiro's cover.
She does. I somehow know all the stupid bullshit she pulls.
Yeah, I've only heard Ben Shapiro sing her song. So
me too. That's the only version I've heard is the Ben Shapiro cover of WAP. And my life
Let's
is
be
better.
honest. Look, if little girls want to look up to someone, they should look up to Candace Owens.
Yeah, I think there's better options than that too, personally.
You don't know. You know what little girls should look up to? They should look up to their fucking mother. Look up to your mother and your father. Look up to your parents. Just don't
But
miss
if your mother or father sucks. Like,
Well, yeah,
Well, if you're Eminem, then
Dude, let's
pick
be
a.
honest.
but
You pay for
even
your
then, if they suck, you can still know to not be like them, so that's useful.
that's true. Yeah, I learned a lot from Captain Cisco. Just gonna say that.
Cisco. Yeah, you know what? Listen, Kirk. If your parents suck, that's a whole different thing. I get it. Hopefully, there's a relative and an adult in your life. If your parents suck, look up to that coach, whoever it is, that teacher. Like, find someone in your real life to look up to. That's what I would tell kids. Find someone who's actually
or a whore. Just look at
someone. Yes, someone who's worth looking up to, who's a good example for you in your life. I think in general, one of the huge issues with all of this wokeness, all of this craziness, is the misnomer that media, well, it does matter, but that you need to see yourself in media. Justina Ireland's crazy ass talking about, I never saw black girls in media because she never watched Good Times, Jefferson's, 227, and all that shit. Never happened, apparently. But she, for some reason, never saw black girls in media. She never, and it made her feel bad. And all this shit about we need representation. No,
growing up, I grew up being inspired and admired by Captain Picard. He was my hero, but he was an old white dude who was bald. I'm a black kid with a lot of hair. Yeah. But now, Prison Picard, I cried when I saw Picard, the show, because it destroyed him. It made me cry because it destroyed my hero.
Man, why did you watch that? I did not even bother watching anything after season 1 of Discovery because I knew it was just going to get worse.
Dude, you were a wise man. Discovery gives me PTSD every time I watch a new episode. It is fucking stupid.
Why are you watching?
I have no fucking idea why I'm still watching that shit.
Stop.
I think it's some kind of...
Cut it out.
I think it's
that clip of Bible. Stop it.
You need a PSA to stop doing it like it's a drug.
What are you doing?
Stop it. There's even this stupid show called Star Trek Lower Decks.
Yeah.
I watched it's supposed to be a comedy. It's supposed to be a comedy. I watched the whole season 3 times, didn't laugh a single time. Not even once. Wow. I swear to God, swear to my soul, I did not laugh even once.
Did that get renewed for a season?
I have no fucking idea, and I hope not.
I hope not also, because if that garbage got renewed, but Venture Brothers was canceled, I'm gonna.
I wanted to see so much of Venture Brothers. I wanted to see more about Hunter or the OSI. I mean,
I don't know. I have theories. I'm a huge Venture Brothers fan. Like, I keep dropping quote every episode.
I'm sorry to say, Katie, you're more of a fan than me. I've seen every season of Venture Brothers over and over again.
Yeah,
no one has
all of them. I have the big Go Team Ventures book. I have Doc's music. Yeah, I'm a super fan.
Again, good for you, but still, I think I'm still the biggest fan though.
Real quick, while you guys argue with fandom, I didn't notice that Runner was in the chat. So Hell Runner, I don't know how you snuck into my chat. Thank you. If you're still there, you probably left.
It was very annoying that they canceled Venture Brothers just like that, because at the end, I could bet all my money they were going to say that Doug and Monarch were brothers.
They did. What are you talking about? Where have you been? You super fan my ass, kiddo. They did literally say that. And
I know, but they the flashbacks show that. I even remember when
they fucking say it. It is there.
Yes, I know, but I just wanted the whole next season to be about them.
It was going to be about Hank going rogue, most likely, and then basically Hank becoming Batman because that's what he wants to do. Yes. And then the question would have been: Would Dean then become depressed Dean again and somehow become a bad guy?
Let's be honest, Dean is a very emotionally easy to break person.
No, No, he didn't know how to cope. He's just an introvert. That's the dichotomy, is that Hank's extremely extroverted and Dean's introverted.
Mother, I always wanted to know about that.
You'll never know about their mom, and they've already said that.
Yeah, I know. I just want to know who she is more. I mean,
No,
we know her
you don't
name.
know.
We know her name.
No, you don't. You don't know anything about her name.
I'm pretty sure Action Man said it at the end of the whole.
He said
versus
no.
Umbrella show.
No, he doesn't. He says an actress's name and then makes a joke about it, but he says I can't tell you what it is.
Seriously, I'm pretty sure she said it.
No, he doesn't. He says an actress's name.
Okay, I'm pretty sure that he said the name of the actress that was pretty much his mom.
No, he says an actress's name and says I can't tell you who your mom is.
Oh my god, this is becoming a fucking. Okay, let's just go to agree disagree.
Hey, Vigilante Williamson. Let's vote on who the bigger super fan is, Kate or Fenrir. I'm voting Kate.
I have no. I hate to do this. I've never watched the Venture Brothers. I watched parts of it, but I'm not a big enough Venture Brothers fan to know. But yeah, I don't. It's not looking too good for you, Fenrir. Just based on this conversation.
I'm a big Venture Brothers fan. I'm a good Venture Brothers.
Great.
I know Fenrir is a huge Venture Brothers fan, and I can't really tell why I know that. But there's something he's done.
Let's use it for good.
Yeah,
but still, I would pretty much like to know more about the OSI Hunter.
Oh yeah,
that would have been much better.
Yeah, man. I hate to do it. I know he is a huge Venture Brothers fan. Let's just say it's
yeah. I'm not saying you're not. I'm not devaluing what you know. I'm just pointing out where you're wrong.
I get it.
So I want to get into the chat because Pac had a thing. I guess he was talking about Cardi B. Well, here's the thing, Pac. He said he doesn't have a problem with her telling how it is. Honestly, that adds her street cred for the mystique and image of her genre. Now, I know you shot cops and you fucked Biggie's wife, and that helped you sell records. But I still do not want to encourage the future women and the future mothers of the children who are going to pay our Social Security to drug men and to rob them. That's not a good look. And but apparently Pac says he looks up to every OnlyFans girl, because that's what he's saying, of our generation. They're stunning and brave. I look up to OnlyFans girl because his bank auto pays him. But you still have that those death row residuals, Pac, so you're good. Let's see what else we have in the chat. Well, he thinks Discovery, and I agree with this. I think a lot of shows, and Wonder Woman 84 may be this as well, just a money laundering scheme for CBS to blow a huge amount of money on something shitty and pocket the bag. Yeah, I think the money laundering thing in Hollywood is something that we don't really talk about much, but when, especially Wonder Woman 84 with $200 million, get the fuck out of here. No way in fucking hell. $200 million was spent on that movie. Please.
But I'm just going to say,
$200 million hunters.
I'm just gonna say, and I'm just going back here. I fucking hate modern television. Venture Bros deserved more seasons. Fuck everything else they put on the HBO Max. They did wrong moves.
Yeah, dude. Venture Bros is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a few seasons behind, but that show's great.
Even the fucking cultural references, it was just so fucking badass. I mean, everything was great about that show.
It is, yeah. Even like the first season, which is very, very, very rough. It's just so on top of stuff.
I mean, even Vigilante, I think Vigilante knows this, is the only one to know this, but I even made my own TV show script, mainly based a lot around Johnny Quest and Venture Bros. They were my main inspirations. He says it's pretty good, but I'm still waiting on Football Productions to respond, but
yeah, I think it's okay, but I don't. Yeah, you should reach back out to Fireball. I was wondering if he was ever going to get back with you because he was going to write notes and stuff.
I haven't heard from him in a while. That is annoying. Hey, Kate, are you in the chat, the Discord chat?
Well, who's?
Mine. I don't think you
know
are.
you have one.
I do, but I don't really do much with it. Only a few people. Yeah, I need to. Figure a way to do it. I'll post it in mine thing.
Because Ords is the only person who has a Discord that doesn't make my head hurt, because everyone else is fucking crazy.
Yeah. Well, there's no my Discord is completely inactive. So yeah, you can. I'll just like,
out of time. It was so I could send you my script to see if it doesn't have too much inconsistencies and craziness that compared it too much with Venture Bros, and pretty much get me scot free. And to know if it's actually funny.
I'll be honest, because of the nature of Venture Brothers, anything that's similar to it is going to be completely different because of who's making it, and that's why it's really good.
Yeah, that's why I want someone's other opinion too. I'm gonna be honest. Not a lot of people don't know a lot of people around me who actually like this kind of shit, and the only ones I can actually talk to are either in comic book stores or insane asylums.
Oh,
and I can't go visit either.
Yeah, I thought they got rid of insane asylum. I'm not sure about in your country though.
They do, but it's pretty much more just wait till they die and just let it go.
I think insane asylums are now called Twitter. But this show has gone almost 3 hours, and like I said, I knew we weren't going to get into everything, so I'm cool with wrapping here if everyone else is. And so how about we do the little self-promotion deal, and then we'll get out of here. Let's start with Fimmer, even though y'all think. Go ahead.
Give them the Discord link.
The Discord. I'll put the Discord link in the. You know what? Huh?
That I knows Venture Brothers to check out that script. I'm sorry if it's gonna piss off most of you.
No, I don't care. What I'll do, I'm not gonna put the Discord link in the regular chat, even though I love everyone in the chat, just because my Discord is it's not a real Discord. It's not like you know what I mean? It's not like, oh, there are people on here chat. No. So I don't really want it to be one yet.
Only the members of the Brave and the Bold are allowed.
Yeah, so I'll send Kate a link on Minds because I'm on Minds with her, and then I'll just send her a link there, and then she'll be able to join the Discord from there. Because I'm too lazy.
No worries.
Okay, Katie, once you get there, give me a call because I really would love someone's other opinion on that script.
Tupac Shakur, if you dared me, I would let you name a Pac song and off the cut recite with magic. You're not Tupac Shakur? What?
Holy shit, I called it.
Blasphemy. I think he's just trying to get us off his trail.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's not him. Let's be honest. Tupac would never do this easy.
All right, remember, Tupac, if you're going to make a YouTube account, choose an inconspicuous name. All right. I'm Tupac.
If you were Tupac and you were dead, wouldn't you name yourself Tupac Shakur? Because no one's going to believe it's you. Like, I'm called Tupac Shakur.
Hiding in plain sight.
I didn't play inside. No one's going to believe me.
What?
I think Tupac Shakur is Tupac Shakur. I think because he's in like Doomcock's chat and he's like, he'll give him super chats. Somehow he found me, thank God. And I think it's the real Tupac Shakur who's just in Cuba, chilling big, smoking, living good. And he just happens to like, be a Fandom Menace guy and just he's in the chat.
I want to be in Cuba though, and he could be in just like I don't know.
He's in Cuba. Let's be honest. Most
CIA
guys
he wouldn't be alive. No.
We mix easily with the population there.
No, he wouldn't.
We mix easily with the population there. It's just so much easier.
No.
Cuba is the place where everyone runs to.
There's other Caribbean islands that would probably be more welcoming.
See, he is Tupac. He worked for Death Row. That settles it. Got worried for a second, Pop. Got worried.
For a long time.
All right. So yeah, it's time for the old promotion deal. I'll get back on camera since I haven't been most of the day. So Fimmer, even though you don't really do much with your channel, I still want you to promote yourself. So
again, I don't have the ways. I don't have the ways to create the things to get in my channel. But I will just say this. I am working on a cartoon. I will one day make it. I believe I will. It will be entertaining. It will be respectful to the old shows of the past, from Venture Brothers to Johnny Quest, all the good shit. I swear it. I just need an animator, and it will be done. I will one day make it. I get hope from the other people that have already done it too. I will do it. Swing to you all, my friends. Stay safe in these dark times, and do not let the NPC assholes from Twitter touch you. They give you bad touches.
Appreciate that, Fimmer. Yeah, one of my goals of this channel is to make sure your cartoon gets made. Anytime I can find more animators or people to draw. Maybe it has to be a comic book. Maybe that's the way to start. But let's just go.
I'm gonna be honest. The shit I want to write in that show is not the thing for comic books. I mean, it would be great for comic, but I still think cartoons are better.
Yeah,
Yeah, some things just need to be in a certain medium.
that's
Yeah.
understandable.
Yeah,
Pac
because there's certain actions and movements that can only be explained through movement of an animation.
Okay, real quick before going on to Kai. Apparently, yeah, he's all the jokes aside. His Insta is Red Bear Man, 42 man. You see him with Be Real. Met his mom, smoked a blunt. That's pretty cool. Just a white dude who's a stoner, but a #1 fan. And unfortunately, a friend paid off Vegas security guards and took special photos of the BMW. That's pretty messed up. And he's cool with Dads and Corrupt. So this guy did probably work for Death Row. That's awesome.
That's dope.
And I'm preparing loves porn on streaming, don't we all? So appreciate you, man. I had to get that in. So yeah, after I don't know how to follow that up, but Kai, please promote your stuff, and I'm going to be on your channel tomorrow.
Hell yeah, I do a trivia game show on my channel Sundays at 1 p.m. Pacific, and Vigilante Williamson is going to be on tomorrow. So come to my channel tomorrow if you want to watch him play some trivia. And beyond the trivia, I started up a new channel with Culture Casino, Angela Straven, Atlantean Runner, Ords, with the crew, with the Gaming Lounge crew. We started up the Gaming Lounge channel. So we're going to be doing a lot of gaming content there. And I have a sci-fi novel out on Amazon right now, and the ebook is dropping next week. So I was working on the video for that before we got started over here. Jane Theory read my prologue, so I've got her reading the prologue and some art and stuff. Yeah, I'm excited. Pardon me. That's all. Done. Next.
All right, let me get
Thanks for having me out, man.
This is his channel. Everyone sub to his channel. I had his link earlier, but I'm the worst host and worst. I need a Lady Gravemaster, but obviously don't have the most.
I put in the private chat an easier one.
Oh yeah, yeah. He has the title where you can put the title in. I just upgraded to that part, and I felt so special that I didn't have to use the rando link.
Yeah,
so
right.
Easier link to find Kai's channel, just youtube.com/KaiMFS. And real quick, I'm going to go into the private chat so you can get a copy of his book, because we are a pro-capitalist channel, and so capitalism is good. You should purchase creators. No sense in complaining about all this content if we're not going to support when one of our own creates something good. So yeah.
Yesterday was a good day. One of my readers, somebody who has had my book for a while, sent her a copy early on. She finished it yesterday, and she says, "I finally finished your book. I couldn't the last 150 pages. I couldn't stop."
Cool.
But she loved it. So feels good.
So yeah, buy the book, and Pac needed a link. I want ladies to love me like they love Pac. Please go to Kai MFS's channel and also support his book. And Eric Kate, listen, you're not supposed to wrench here. This is a cushy job. You're wrench in name only. You don't have to do anything wrenching. You're a status symbol. I have the same wrench as Nerd Riley, therefore my status rises. That's the whole point. You don't have to do anything. Subbed up from the rump up. And on that bombshell, let's go to our resident ginger, Kate or Rowan Ginger Raven. Please promote your stuff. I know you have. If you could put your link to your business in the private chat, I will toss that up.
There, let me type it out. Hi, I'm Kate Rowan Ginger Raven. You can find me most everywhere on the internet at Rowan Ginger Raven, and you can check out my business, darkentriesdesign.com.
All right.
Generally, I provide interior design services virtually, so you can do it yourself, and I just give you a plan. It's pretty cool.
So yeah, if you have someone with the interior design skills that I clearly have, because as you can see, you might want to give Kate a call. and get that figured out. And if I had her link, oh, there it is. Just put it there.
If I spelled it right, because I'm trying to talk and write at the same time.
Yeah, that is
good.
Sure. So let's, because again, pro capitalism, we are going to promote. So darkentriesdesign.com. Please check out Kate. Please, if you're in the market, like I said, you don't want to be like Vigilante with no background. You want to have everything. You
must have more than just the one little, like 3 pops that you display.
I have more than 3.
And you could totally just put them on a shelf behind you and it'd look cool.
Yeah, I have a bunch. I have shelves. I had the idea for shelves. I need to get a new drill to actually install the shelves, and just procrastinate on that, and therefore procrastinate on everything. And Tupac, who is apparently still stuck in the 90s from when he died, AOL keyword gender. No, we have gone past AOL keywords since they shot you, Pac. So you may want to get up with the new technology. But that will do it for me, everyone. So for Nick Weiser, who was here, for Kai MFS, for Fenrir the Ice Wolf, and Rowan Ginger Raven, I am Vigilante Williamson. This was the Brave and the Bold. I appreciate everyone in the chat who enjoyed the podcast. I wish I could have gotten more chat in. The chat was so on fire. I had a lot of fun just reading everything. But thank you for watching. If you like the video, please like the video. If you're so obliged to share, subscribe, please do so. And even if you do none of these things, thank you for watching. Thank you for your time, and God bless. Everyone have a good Saturday or whatever time it is when you're watching this. Peace.